people to join. We're going live. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hutch is almost ready. We're going live. When storms arrive, we go live with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side through the wind and the rain, through the thunder's call. Hutch is the weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you no matter the storm. Anywhere, anytime at HutchesWeather.com. We're live!
Hello everybody, it's meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Spent the day outside at the Fargo Street Fair and at Cruise Night in West Fargo, and then this severe thunderstorms firing and a tornado warning right now. If you are in Maddock, you're under the gun. An observed tornado is working its way in your general direction. Let's get to the very latest on the radar right now. Now, the pink boxes are the tornado warned boxes, and the yellow one is the severe thunderstorm warning for Leeds. This is all taking place on the western fringes of the Devil's Lake Basin right now. And again, this storm with this backwards curly Q shape right here, it's your tornado working its way through a hail core here in the flashing blue and white working its way southward. Here's the latest from the Weather Service as far as the timing on the storm as well as the details. Number one, the tornado warning is in effect until the hour of 9:15. We'll go ahead and turn the timestamp on up top here for you. It is 8:56. Now, the tornado is a radar indicated tornado on this latest warning, 1-inch diameter hail. Let's go in and take a look closer. Now, the features on this showing that we do have this cutaway right here. That is the area where the suspected tornado would be, the Doppler indicated tornado. This is called a hook echo. The hook echo is where the spin in the updraft of the storm acts as a centrifuge and throws rain and hail all around the outside, leaving a weaker echo in the middle. So now that's where I would expect to see on the velocities the spin in the storm. So located right in the same general direction here, we've got reds next to greens, and that is where the rotating part of the storm is. So again, if you are in the Esmond area, if you are in Maddock, this storm is making its way in your general direction right now. Now, the radar we're using is the Deering radar. So what you're looking at more closely here is going to be the reds would be motion away from the Deering radar, and the greens would be motion toward the Deering radar. So that tells you when we have right next to each other, rapid motion towards and rapid motion away is what we would be looking for. So here we've got motion toward the radar and motion away. So this is the area here that we've got some shear and spin in the storm right here at the top of the warning box. So motion toward Deering, motion away. Now we'll double Doppler this so we can check from both sides of the equation here and take a look at what's going on from the Mayville radar as well, just to verify the location at the top of the warned box right up here. Now we're thinking of Mayville, right? So the green motion towards Mayville, motion away. It's right here. Now there is some shear on this side as well, but this is the area of warning. Now this is heading in the general direction of you folks in Maddock, so keep that in mind. And again, this storm has a history of producing a tornado, a train spotter, and multiple reports of a thin tornado in the open field. So it does have a history of it. And if you are in the path of this storm, seek shelter. Now, we're talking about getting out of things like mobile homes, manufactured homes, and getting into something more sturdy, attached to its foundation, preferably. And if there's a basement, even better still, as that storm system works its way towards you. Now let's give you some timing information as we take a look at the leading edge of this storm. So there is rotation on the top side of this storm, but actually this hook is right down here on this Maddock side. So let's time this into Maddock with the rotating part of the storm being right over here. So there are two areas of rotation. We're showing you one up on the top side, one down here. Let's get to it. Now, as it's moving off to the south-southeast, about 25 miles per hour, we can time the leading edge of this rotating part of the storm right here, moving south-southeast, 25, here we go. So in Maddock, it will be there. It's almost 9 now in 5 minutes. So you'll want to be seeking shelter again in that safe place. And remember to put as many walls between you and the rotating storm as possible. These can pick up debris and loft them and throw them towards your living space. And you want to make sure you make that debris go through as many walls as you can. So that's a safe place to be. Otherwise, if you are west of Maddock, here there's rotation on this side of the storm heading generally down into northern and central parts of the Wells County area right now. Wells County is not in the tornado warning. We'll keep you posted. Up in Brinsmead, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for this area here between Leeds and Brinsmead on the Highway 2 corridor right here. So this is where we have some very heavy rain taking place right now. As far as the hail core goes, it's out here. Let's take a look at what the radar is showing and what the Weather Service has for this severe thunderstorm warning until 9:30. It's moving southeast at 18 miles per hour. It says tornado possible. It says 1-inch diameter hail and 60 mile per hour gusts. So if you're in the path of this storm, seek shelter. See this little triangle here? That's the storm tracked by the Doppler radar that's moving out of the Leeds area, heading towards the Brinsmead area. And let me go ahead and loop this radar for you, if you don't mind, so we can take a look together at the history of this particular storm. So we'll go back just a little bit in time here. At least a couple of hours. That'll be more than enough. Okay, so while this is loading, we'll get a feel for the movement of the storm. And again, tornado warning, Maddox, seek shelter. You should be in your tornado safe space. Think of places like interior rooms, like hallways where there's a wall and no windows, and that's where you want to be. Maybe under a stairwell in your basement is a good place to be, and the stairwell actually adds as protection over your head should things fall on your house like trees and such. So this storm moving into the southern reaches of Benson County will be encroaching on northern parts of Wells County shortly. You can see there was a hail core with this storm near York right here, and that's moving to the south and east. It said tornado possible. And do you see this signature right here where we've got weak green showing up right there? So that could be some rotation in the storm. We're going to check that for you right now and see. My job is to let you know if there is a tornado possible, where might it be? Well, anywhere inside this box is possible, but I'll look at the rotation right now and we'll together analyze what's going on with this storm moving out of Leeds. So we do have the areas of rotation in this Brinsmead area storm here. Leeds, we have motion towards the radar here on the far left side of this yellow severe thunderstorm warning box, right in this general vicinity. Not too far from where we saw the green hole in the radar data. So keep that in mind. So now I'm going to analyze a couple of other meteorological aspects of some high resolution Doppler radar data. And I am seeing a couple of signs here. Remember there was rotation on the north side of this storm down near Maddox that was moving in here. There is this blue area right here. That could be debris in that a storm on the north side. That would be crossing the Highway 19 corridor there between Minnewacan and Esmond rather, and you would not be able to see it from Minnewacan as the storm system has a lot of rain falling on the ground between you and they. Now, as we take a look at another feature in the area of the blue right over here, do we see red? And there is some in this general vicinity. That could be debris lofted in as well. So there is some confirmation of some shear and spin not far from Esmond. And if you have time, and it's safe to do so, when it's safe to do so, you can upload your observations of these storms as they're working their way through. So we do have some evidence of shear or spin along this yellow border here with the thunderstorm warning making its way towards Brinsmead now. And we do have a couple of areas of shear showing up with this storm moving through Maddox. There is a hook echo here, and that is the part that the warning was for. It's in effect for the next 15 minutes. But on the north side of the storm, we're seeing some spin as well. So that's a dangerous storm, and we want you to seek shelter. Let's go to the front row seats and see if we have any view at all from the North Dakota Department of Transportation sites. These can help us confirm or deny what's seeing, and this is the importance of having cameras. This is the importance of having viewers like you submit reports of what's going on. So as we look down in the Maddox area here, pardon me while I look from these cameras here and see what we can see. So here we are looking in the Esmond area. Now remember, there was some shear on that side of the storm on the north side. Let's see what these clouds look like from this view here. See if I can get this down. Maybe the camera is showing I think it's loading up slowly. Here we go. Okay, so very smoky skies out there, not able to see very far thanks to all of that nasty smoke. There's dark skies in the horizon out here, not able to see any definition from the cloud there, but from the Esmond view that we do have, I'm not seeing anything that has me overly concerned for that area. Very wet fields, so some more soggy, soaking rain showers working their way through in and around the Esmond area at that time. Now, down to the south near Maddock, if we go down there, let's see if we have any views that are close to the scene. The closest, we got a couple of views. Let's go take a look at this one and look at it from the west. And this would be, we would be looking towards the west into the sun here. Now we want to look to the east where the storm is and see if we can see any definition. And no, we're not able to see anything there but the roads. Let's see if we can see from this perspective here. There is looking off to the west generally as we have the setting sun. And again, dark skies, but I'm not able to see any definition in the cloud on those particular views. So unfortunately, the eyeballs I have from the North Dakota Department of Transportation, not able to help in that aspect of that, but those cameras are there to keep our eyes on the roads in the wintertime and such. So now let's take a look at what we can see from the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network cameras. Let's go right into Maddock, and here it is. So as we're looking into the Maddock area right now, this is the storm that's moving in towards your area. We do have a lowering of the cloud base right here called a wall cloud. There is some sort of a feature that looks there. That can be the inflow into the storm. It doesn't necessarily mean that's a funnel cloud. Those don't usually form this way, but they can. It almost looks like a roll cloud in that general vicinity as well. But this would be the area of concern that we're watching right here. And that's the storm that's heading into the vicinity of Maddock right now. So that one definitely has some definition to it. Let's see if we have another perspective from another camera up here. We'll go up to Niles and see, oh my, that is a very blurry, maybe very rainy shot there. Now let's look in the northern reaches of Wells County. This is Bremen, or 3 miles to the south and east. We're looking to the west though, so that would not be in the exact direction we would need to see everything we'd need to from the storm, but some beautiful colors in the sky there, and a little bit of a lowering of some sort of a cloud base back there, but obviously the storm is off to the right side of this picture. So again, here's what's going on, and we'll go over the details of this. If you do have questions, and if you're watching, thanks for watching Hutch's Weather. I appreciate everybody here for taking the time to comment and let me know your questions as far as what's going on with the weather in your particular area. And again, thank you for those. So let's go over a couple of those right now. We do have a look at the radar. I'll put that up behind me so you can kind of tag along and see. And if you see anything out there or whatnot, you can certainly upload your photos at hutchesweather.com or right from your mobile app and then upload those there. So let's take a look. I've got all kinds of fun and interesting content here showing up. So let's see what you're saying as we go through. If you do have questions, now's a great time. We'll go over a few of those. First of all, thank you for joining me. My name is Hutch Johnson. I'm a meteorologist who's been on broadcast television for the better part of the last 30 years as a chief meteorologist. Now I'm streaming for you on Hutch's Weather. One of the platforms I have here is hutchesweather.com, and it's a great place for you to upload your photos from your location to the website, and do so when it's safe, not during the middle of a storm. Let me turn this back to the regular radar data, and I'll get to your questions so you can see what's coming at you here. Maddock, tornado warning, seek shelter. Hail core moving right down in your general vicinity, coming straight south towards you as well. Now, I'm not seeing a huge hail core in this cluster of storms right here. Here is that area of concern of possibly some shear or spin in this storm between Leeds and Brinsmade on the west side here, heading on the area and toward Highway 19 here. On the west side of Minnewacan is where that little rotating couplet looks like it's going. So again, a dangerous storm. Maddock, you should be seeking shelter right now. Let's see your questions here as we round out the time and head toward the 9 o'clock hour. Here's what we got. Thanks again for all of your comments and posts. Let me see if I can find them here. I've buried the page somehow. So bear with me while I pop this puppy back up. Okay, thanks again. So if you're watching on my YouTube channel, thanks for watching, and thanks for hitting the subscribe button. If you like the videos, make sure that you're hitting the hearts. Go ahead and give them a like and a thumbs up. That really does help. All right, it says right here, you're back, Tyler says. Indeed, it's been a busy day. Started out early this morning mowing the lawn in the heat. The smoke was nasty. Fargo Street Fair, smoke was nasty. South winds came in, and as forecast yesterday, I thought those would sweep that smoke out, and that's exactly what happened here in Fargo, but it's still up to the north. Thanks for the hearts. I see them rolling in. You all are the very goodest. I don't care what anybody says about you. Johnny Utah says, I'm in Minneapolis. Thanks, Johnny. And I'll tell you what, as you take a look at the big state view here, and we'll turn on the composite radar, multiple radar sites here, and we'll show you we have showers and thunderstorms. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in northeast parts of North Dakota as we head into the evening hours. I'll highlight that for you right here in the yellow box. This watch is in effect until midnight. These storms are going to be advecting or moving off to the east. Severe storms between Billings and Lewistown in Montana. When we go out toward the Twin Cities, we have a few cells that are exiting towards parts of Wisconsin, and we're talking way out there to the west of Wausau. So in the Minneapolis area, y'all are good to go G to G right now. Things are looking hot to trot. All right, let's talk about Halverda. You're crazy for being downtown today. I have to venture downtown tomorrow. Okay, it was hot and a lot of sun, but you know what? There's a lot of vendors out there with awesome stuff. And you know what? Once that smoke cleared, it was okay. That south wind actually helped to cool us off. Our dew points must have dropped out of the 80s and upper 70s and into more comfortable terrain. We'll talk about that when we get more into the forecast. Hi, Hutch, watching from Grand Forks. So in Grand Forks, these storms will be making their way off to the east. Now, these ones are moving more in a southerly direction, so this whole line will be shifting off in this direction. We'll go to the forecast here momentarily after I go over a couple of your questions. Thanks again. Jesse says, oh, and that was watching from Grand Forks. That was Dunwolf Sean. Jesse Tyndall, how hot be the next week in Minnesota? How hot will it be? Well, we're going to notice a little bit of cooling going through the late weekend and into the week, but we can cover that in the forecast section coming up here momentarily. Watching from Western Lake of the Woods. Tyler, good to have you on board. So big Lake of the Woods area. You had some beneficial rain. Did you get some in your area? It'd be nice to know, and tell me how much you got. Those showers falling apart. Big time fires out here causing all the smoke. Ontario, multiple fires there. And also as we look down into parts just north of Ely, right in this vicinity here, a terrible fire has been pumping smoke into the atmosphere. That's worked its way across the Great Lakes, back in through the cities, punching back into the Red River Valley, and now it's lifting north. I think these south winds will help us, but that's not good for the heat over the next couple of days. We'll talk about your forecast more in detail. All right, hit the like button, says Johnny. I'd appreciate that very much. Thank you so very, very much. In fact, I like the fact that you are here, conversing with me about our weather tonight as we go through. And if you're in the area affected, let me know. I'll be with you right here through the storm. How was your day today, says Jesse. Indeed, it was good. West Central Minnesota and Lakes Country, says Kathy. Good to have you on board, Kathy. Thank you very much for watching. Then I see some watermelon out here with a cold beverage. Thank you very much. That's a nice wave, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's kind of fun. I don't know how you do that, but that's really cool. Is this coming towards Carrington? So if you take a look, Jamestown, if you get up into the Eddie Foster County area, yes, this storm is moving south, but Wells County is in the way. So as we zoom in just a little bit, you can see where the Carrington area is. This is moving in a general direction for your area, so we'll keep our eyes on it. Will it maintain a tornadic type of a signature? That's not the number one threat from our storms as we go through the evening hours tonight, but Hutch will be here keeping our eyes on it. But if you are in this area, this is the bigger cluster of storms right here. What's going on up to the north, a little bit less impactful right now. The energy in the atmosphere is here. We have the heat, we have the humidity, and that's what sets the stage for some volatile weather, we'll say. So as these drift off to the south and to the east, yes, New Rockford and Carrington will be in the path, as well as northern parts of Wells County. Generally, we're talking about areas from Fessenden and points east. So all of this moving down in this general direction. Cheyenne, you'll be in the path, New Rockford, and eventually Carrington to answer your question. So it does look like it, but it's not a guarantee that the tornadic part of the storm will continue, and we certainly hope not. All right, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it. How was your day today? Jesse says we talked about that. Thanks for coming on tonight, Hutch. You're very welcome, Skywalker. That's what we do. We wrapped up the car show early. When I got the thunderstorm watch, we started picking up and heading in, and then there was a tornado warning, so I'm glad that we did. We don't want to not be here to help you understand where the threat is with the storm. So thank you, says Skywalker. You got it. Thank you. Jesse says, what are we eating tonight? It's hot outside in Minnesota. Indeed it is. Smoky and hot, says Johnny. Yes, indeed. So Well, we'll have some severe this weekend, question mark. We'll get to the forecast here. So it looks like a lot of folks are wanting the forecast. Hello from Minnesota. Shabby Maverick, good to have you on board. Thanks for watching. Kenora, thanks our Canadian neighbors up there checking everything out. And how's the weather up in your area? It's been terribly smoky for some, and I'll tell you what, stormy as well in your area. And in fact, cooler weather thanks to the scattered showers across the international border counties at least. So let's talk about that too. Mun YTT, anyone know the wind speed of the NATO? No, there's no direct measurement on that as far as what's going on right now. And as far as what I'm seeing on the relative velocities right now, it's not quite as organized as it once was. So we'll turn this back to what I call single site data. And then here we've got the observed tornado warning as we go in. This is what's left of the warning. This warning is in effect until 9:45 now, 9:45 for this warning. Moving southeast at 22 miles per hour. The tornado is near Maddock right now. So if you're in Maddock in this area, you should be seeking shelter in that interior room. Again, staying away from windows. Here's the facts. The fact is we're looking at this storm from quite a distance. It's pretty clear here we've got rotation away from Mayville towards Mayville, right here near Maddock. That's where one area of shear is. There's another area of shear on the other side of the storm, but the thunderstorm is right here. The hail is moving in towards Maddock. Here's the rotation. This is where it would be. So that is the area of concern. But the radar, to be perfectly honest, is measuring what's going on in the upper levels of the storm. So as we take a look at how far away from the storm we are, as the beam is angled up from Mayville up into this direction, it's high above the ground. Looks like we have another tornado report right here. So we do have a tornado report in progress, 3.5 miles west of Maddock. This tornado was on the ground in progress just 5-6 miles ago. So that tornado in progress on the ground west of Maddock. Please seek shelter in Maddock. All points to the west of the highway here in Maddock itself. That's where the rotation was. This was 6 minutes ago. This scan tells Hutch that that tornado is fixing to cross the highway area right now, and that is Highway 30 going north-south through Maddock and the big buckle in the road down here. I don't know what the name of that corner is, but I'll bet you have one. Drop it in the comments. That's the area where the rotation is. We're going back now to a look at that camera view that we do have thanks to our friends at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network. Then we'll get to forecasts and questions as we continue. This tornado is dangerously close to points near Maddock and points south. As far as how far south from Maddock, here's your linear distance from Maddock. Let's see if I can get this to measure. So the rotation is showing up right here about 4 miles just to the south, due south of Maddock now. It was just west, now south of Maddock, okay? And that is where the rotation is. So this was a tornado in progress on the ground. It looks to be right here at this time. We did look at the debris. We were seeing the possibility for some debris on there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that once again. As we take a look at these signatures, this is called the similarity of targets. And this is the difference between a pulse from the radar that is orientated in a vertical fashion versus a horizontal fashion. And if we get the same amount of energy back from those two separate pulses, then that drop or meteor that was in the air, we call it in meteorology, that raindrop was round, or that target was round. Now, if it's debris, we'll have very dissimilar or unsimilar. So what we're looking for is target similarity to be basically a correlation coefficient. How correlated are these? And we're looking for them to be highly correlated here. So target similarity, blue, boom, there is some blue right there just off to the west of Maddock. Now, this is moving off in this general direction right now. What we would also want to see here is a difference. And if we have a high difference in those targets or whatnot, then we'll see red, and we see a lot of that down south here. So this is the area we could have debris. There was a sighting on the ground. It lofts debris in the air, and that's all kinds of different targets that you can imagine wouldn't be perfectly round. So when we use a dual polarized radar, we're going to get different signals back from the radar return between the horizontal and the vertical oriented pulses. And that's the high difference that we're seeing there. And there's kind of a maximized signal there. So in all likelihood, that tornado is still on the ground or debris is still in the air. There's a new tornado warning now issued for you folks in Wells County. Seek shelter in north central and northeastern Wells County, north of Cathay, north of Fessenden. Right now, let's get to the details on this warning. We are dealing with different areas here as we look at different weather service offices in charge of these. So that's why these boxes aren't all lined up from one site. Now, this tornado warning is in effect until 9:45. It is, let me make sure I'm on the right one here. Let me see. Yes, that is the correct one. Okay, so it's a radar indicated tornado according to the Weather Service in Bismarck, and 1.5 inch diameter hail potential with that storm. So 1.5 inch hail. Again, a tornado warning is in effect here in the Fessenden area and points north and east, north of Cathay in rural portions of northern and central, northern and eastern Wells County right now. You should be taking the time to get to your tornado safe place. We've talked about this. Get out of mobile homes, manufactured homes, campers, RVs, and get into a sturdy structure now. Get to the lowest floor possible of that sturdy structure, and then get down and put as many walls between you and the outside. You still, even though if you're in the basement, you do not want to be next to those windows. So again, a look at the storm relative velocity showing that rotation is right here, right now, just south of Maddock. We measured it at about 4 miles. There is an observed tornado warning here in this flashy area right here. And this is a tornado warning for that storm as it drifts into northern parts of Wells County here shortly, and in the next scan it will likely be on the county line at the rate it's moving. Now, the tornado warning is moving off to the south-southeast, and that tornado is moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. So here is the latest location of the rotation in the storm right here. Okay, and these are the areas that'll be most likely to see that in the next few moments. And again, we're talking about rural portions of the county here, so it's not picking up a town. Let me help you though if you are in these rural areas here. My colors change about every 15 minutes. So this will be 15 minutes, this will be 30 minutes, and that'll be about 45 minutes as we go through, and then on towards 1 hour. So that gives you an idea that it's going to be about 15 minutes before we're getting up here north of Fessenden, and then another 15 minutes or 30 minutes total as we approach the 10 o'clock hour. It'll be approaching not far from Cathay and approaching the Highway 15 corridor somewhere in all likelihood off to the east of you folks in Fessenden. Okay, so that's a close look at what's going on there with regards to the tornado warnings. There are no more severe thunderstorm warnings. We do have some reports here, what's called a local storm report of a land spout was reported here. Multiple photos of a thin tornado reported via social media. Okay, so there are a number of pictures there taking place. Thank you all for being a part of Hutch's Weather. If you're new to the channel, again, I've been broadcasting as a chief meteorologist on television for the better part of 30 years, teaching meteorology in the college classroom for 17 of those years. And now I'm streaming on my own channel. It's wonderful to have you here, and I would love to have you if you're watching on Facebook. Please hit the follow button to get more of my content. And if you happen to be watching from another social media network like YouTube, please pound the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell on there as well. Let's see if I can go ahead and load up your photos, because I like to have that page up. So bear with me, and thank you for your patience as I get everything set up. I just got home from the downtown street fair and the car show as our weather has become a lot more volatile. Got a picture up here from the Bisbee area, so we'll share that with you here right quick. And then we're going to take a look at what's going on with this storm system from the Maddock camera as well as it's moving through that area. So here is a look at the website. Let's see if I can get your cameras up here. Here's your photo uploads. Okay, so photo uploads. Here's a look from the Bisbee area as we take a look at this towering cumulonimbus cloud up here. The backside of the tornado supercell heading south towards the Devil's Lake area from Bisbee. Laura, thank you very, very much for this shot. Look at those beautiful red barns out there. And that is a big time, tall, towering cloud out there. Does have an ominous structure to it as well. And that's the photo that I have for you right now. Now we're going to go back and take a look at our camera view. This is from the area of Maddock, thanks to our friends at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network, as we look into southern and western parts of Benson County. Now we are inundated with some big time heavy rain shower activity working its way through the region. This shot coming in at 9:21, just 2 minutes ago. So again, torrential downpour and hail potential in and around the Maddock area from this storm, and that's what we're seeing there. Now let's sneak down into the Wells County area. This is Bremen. Now you can start to see the base of the flat thunderstorm right here. You're looking for lowering cloud bases right in here behind the trees. This is looking in the westerly direction, so this is the correct direction. It'll cross over this view, if you will, right here. And we are seeing that looks like a funnel shape, right? So what we're looking for is a flat cloud base, a lowering of the cloud base, and then you look for something rotating. So this whole dip right here, that would be the wall cloud part of the storm, and there could certainly be a rotating or a funnel cloud right there. Now, there were reports of a tornado on the ground when this storm was west of Maddock just moments ago. Now the tornado part, the rotating part of the storm, is south of Maddock, heading right now into the northern reaches of Wells County. So this might be a view of the exact area that we're watching with this storm. So good work on the camera there, folks, at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network site. Keeping that in bird's eye view. This is a look from Carrington looking to the east. We're not seeing anything there. Let's go down and take a look from farther to the south here and see if we have a view from the Heaton area. That is the storm, but unfortunately I must have clicked on it just at the right time as the image is uploading or something. So we'll take a look from Herdsfield, and that one is looking northwest in the opposite direction of the storm. But these towering storms, as you just saw in the picture here moments ago, can be seen for 50, 75, 100 miles away when we have crystal blue skies out there. This is from Skogmo looking to the west, so not necessarily the area of concern from that particular view. Let's see what we got from the area here near Pekin. Looking in the right general direction. What a very interesting shot here with the sunlight. Looks like some eyeballs looking at us here, right? So looking to the north and to the east from the Pekin area at some ominous skies off in that general direction. So I continue with a look at what's going on with your tornado warned storm. If you are in Wells County, this storm is at the county line right now. Here is a look at it. The greens and the reds represent what's called storm relative velocity, and that takes into account the southerly or southeasterly movement of the storm. Now, we have wind blowing away from Mayville. Up here, there's been an observed tornado. That's why this is more flashy over here. Now, we do have this area here with the greens. That's motion towards Mayville. The rotation is right here on the county line. We were looking from the Bremen area across those trees into this area, and we saw what could have been, it's hard to tell from a still photo whether that was a funnel cloud rotating or if that's just a scary looking cloud underneath there, but to me, it had a funnel shape to it. So since this one has a history of producing tornadoes on its way southward, that is an area of concern right there. This little area of rotation out here is interesting. This is clockwise rotation on the backside of the storm. That can be seen, but again, we're looking pretty high up in the clouds. So as meteorologists, this is a beam that's passing through the cloud. At what height? Let's go ahead and show you where this green and the red is here. We're talking about an area that's at least 10, 11,000 feet above the ground. So a good couple of miles above the ground here is where we're seeing the rotation. So that doesn't always mean a tornado's on the ground, and that's why your observations are so helpful. But leave it to the storm spotters, the trained storm spotters, the trained storm chasers to kind of keep us meteorologists informed as to what's going on the ground out there. And speaking of that, I'm going to hightail it over here and have a look at what the Weather Service has to say about the storm. Okay, so I do see that there are some photos here of the tornado on the ground a little bit earlier. So there are people out there watching these storms right now. And that is kind of comforting, at least from my perspective, to know if there's going to be something on the ground, we're going to hear about it pretty quickly. Also, a picturesque, if you will, storm from a distance. These chasers are getting the view where it's unobstructed. So that is good as well. So again, the storms tonight, the main threat is not tornadoes, but we do have some that have produced tornadoes. So keep that in mind. The main threat tonight, gusty straight line winds to about 70 miles per hour. So let's analyze these storms because they won't just be capable of the tornadic winds. Well, we have some moving in here And now we could be seeing a cycling of this storm just a little bit because there is some increased wind toward the radar back here, maybe an outflow from the storm on the backside. So to get a better look at the characteristics there, we'll go back to a standard radar view. Now we've got this huge area of hail. What do we got here? We got a couple of thunderstorms that are kind of together. This is the one on the south side. There's another one on the north side here. So keep that in mind. It's not just one thunderstorm cell, but it's a couple of thunderstorm clusters. This one here has rotation crossing the Wells County line right now. There is a a tornado warning in Wells County in the north central to northeast part of your county right there. The rotation here is crossing over the highway right now, Highway 30, and it's crossing and moving to the southeast. It's right now going to stay over the rural parts of the county, and we'll watch you folks in Cathay there to see if it makes its way down in your neck of the woods. It looks like if you happen to be in New Rockford, you just might be in the path of the hail part of this storm. Oberon to Cheyenne, it looks like this is going to be coming very dangerously close to you with that hail core, but possibly most of it staying off to the east. So again, tornado warning. Now we're going to talk forecast. So let's get to the details in your hour-by-hour forecast. There's a couple of aspects of our weather today, and as we do so, what we'll do is take a look at the current conditions. With that, I mean, what are our temperatures and how are we sitting as we go into the forecast period? Right now, we have the heat, the highest of the heat in the Missouri River Valley. We have 90s still in Bismarck, 84 in the Dickinson area, 91 as we go out towards Old Faith and out towards Wall, 93 Pier, 88 degrees. And as we get in towards that Watertown area, 81. We have 84s a pair for Grand Forks and for Fargo, 72 though up at the Lake of the Woods area, 79 for Bemidji. So here are our temperatures, 70s. Now, the dew points the last several days have been as high as the upper 80s. Okay, ridiculous, making those heat index values over 124 degrees in our area. For the evening tonight, as we head in, the most humid air is in this teal colored here, and that's dew points in the 70s. 70s are not common up here. About this time of the year, we start seeing them once in a while, so they're not uncommon, but they're not common either. And this is very sticky and humid air in this area. As we zoom in a little closer to see if we see any peak areas, look at this. If you're down in the Gwinner area, Lisbon area, 81. So when we have fields of corn or irrigated fields, those can add through evaporation and evapotranspiration from plants humidity or moisture to the air. So when we get dew points, the higher the dew point goes up, the only thing that can change the dew point is adding moisture to the air or taking moisture, out of the air. So we do have very, very sticky dew points. So 81, let's see what your heat index is here as we go down to Gwinner right now. So let me pop up those heat indices right now. I lost my mouse. There it is. Okay. All right, so now we're going to pop up the heat indices and check out Gwinner here and see what we got. This is not correct. We'll take a look and see. 91 is what it feels like in Valley City. Let me go ahead and make sure we've looped to the most recent one here. There we go. That making a difference? Yeah, no, we're still at that area of around 83. So dew points are in the 80s and or near 80, 81 degrees. The temperature is 83. That's just ridiculous heat index values up there. So high heat working its way off to the west. Now we'll take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast as we go through. What we're watching for tonight, let's go ahead and track these storms and tell you where they're going. Will you have a chance in Grand Forks? Will these head into Lakes Country? Where's the energy in the atmosphere? Let's answer those questions right now with a look at the high-resolution forecast. Now, this model come out here just a bit ago, but I'm going to go with the one that will take us into tomorrow, and here we go. Now, as we put this into motion, you see it's doing a good job with the current position of our thunderstorm cluster. This is lower pressure here extending northward, and along this trough axis up into Canada, we have some Highway 1 showers heading in towards Winkler tonight too. So anywhere in this area, these storms have energy and they could be severe through midnight. Now, as we go through here, this is 10 o'clock at night. As we continue in time and approach midnight, right here, midnight, That would be showers and storms right here on the Highway 200 and Highway 2 corridors just off to the west of Grand Forks. So if you happen to be in the Michigan City area, if you happen to be in, Cooperstown, Findlay, those areas, a chance for some storms. But look what they do as we cross the midnight hour. They fizzle out and really start losing their punch. So the chance of severe weather is just in the next couple of hours, and then things should subside. Overnight, heading towards morning, scattered showers right where we need them with the point source forest fires going on in Ontario. We need the moisture. We do not need lightning to start more. Things are dry, and I hear tell that is what may have started some of these fires to begin with. As we go into the mid-morning hours, they'll be moving in towards Grand Marais and pushing onto the North Shore here and passing out. This is a cool front working its way through, so we're going to see a north wind here in the valley as we go through the midday hours. And high pressure coming out of Canada will keep that north wind flowing all the way through the western Dakotas too. A little bit of relief from the heat, in my opinion, as with that type of a flow here, but it will not take long, and it comes back at us as a south flow in parts of our southern counties. So a big high pressure system clearing out the chances of rain as we go through your Friday, and it does look sunny. What about your temperatures? I'm going to go to a look at the forecast models that have done a really good job with temperatures here lately, and you may not believe it, which one it is, but I'll tell you what, I really like the performance of the Canadian model, and actually one North American model. We're going to go here, we're going to go to the temperatures, and we're going to say go. Okay, so now what we're looking at is temperatures in our area. These may be hard to read, but I'll try to walk you through them. As we go into our Friday morning, we're going to rise and shine. High pressure keeping things cool here, and a north wind. We're talking 50s in parts of Saskatchewan and into northern parts of North Dakota to start the day. Otherwise, most of us are in these red colors here, and those are 60s. So expect that near 65 to possibly 70-degree readings, and they will be 70s out here in central parts of South Dakota, from Pierre and Wall and all out toward the Rapid City area. Now, as we go into the afternoon, the white hot heat is here. So that cool high pressure system builds in. And as we go through the afternoon, here is your 1 p.m. time frame. We do have a shot at some 80s returning to the Red River Valley, both Grand Forks and Fargo. 70s carving out in north central and northeast North Dakota and northern Minnesota. And again, that high pressure keeping that north flow, allowing us to stay just a little cooler and a little drier with the high heat on in southern parts of South Dakota. Ridiculous heat in the triple digits as we go through our afternoon and early evening. But that will not be the case here in the Fargo area. And now let's take a look at the heat index values. So bear with me while I squint, and we'll take a look at how it feels outside. Okay, my apologies, I got to be able to see. So now, with our heat index and the temperatures in the 80s, will it feel as hot tomorrow at the street fair in Fargo? Will it feel as hot in Grand Forks? No. So it does look like we'll have heat index values as we go into the afternoon that do hit the low to mid 90s here. Still muggy. So obviously we'll have some high dew points here in the southern part of the state. Remember, we just looked at a dew point that was in the 80s out here by Gwinner, North Dakota. So very, very muggy down in southeast North Dakota. Very, very dry heat up here and out to the west and down to the south, as we'll see temperatures in the triple digits and feels like temperatures. Remember, this is feels like temperatures in the triple digits as well. So the highest feels like temperatures I see are along the Minnesota River, southern Minnesota as we go through the day. A little bit of a relief here in the Red River Valley. Now your smoke, that stuff is choking out there, and it's been highly nasty. We're going to the model that gives us a detailed look at what and when and where we expect that smoke to go. We're going to look at surface smoke because that's the stuff you can feel in the back of your throat burning. And as we take a look at that in detail here, and then we'll get right back to a look at the tornado warning. So here we go. As we start out the night tonight, we have the thickest smoke where the fires are here. And if you watch these, sometimes you can see the point source of fire. This is just swirling around the arrowhead of Minnesota. We're going to get some bringing back around the backside of this high pressure over here with north winds, so some of it's going to scoop back down into the northern parts of the state. This is not the highest levels that we've seen. We've been in this red and purple junk as we've gone through the day. So through Friday, we get a break from the smoke in most locations with the exception of eastern parts of Minnesota here and Lake of the Woods, Bemidji, the Red Lakes area, Walker. Friday morning will still be quite smoky in these areas. Ely, if you're in Hibbing, if you're up here in Duluth or the North Shore, on up to Grand Marais, all areas here, unhealthy air quality there, but a nice little bit of relief here in the Red River Valley, Grand Forks, Fargo. So the smoke improved. The heat and the heat indices will still be high in southeast North Dakota, where it's going to feel like 90s, but temperatures will be in the 80s. We'll have a little bit of a northerly component to the wind, keeping us a little cooler, but that could burp some more smoke and schmut in the air in the northwest parts of Minnesota, but not quite to the levels we've seen. Thanks for your questions. I'll get to a couple of those, but right now we're going to pop that radar back up behind me and get caught up with the location of the tornado-warned storms. So we've caught you up on the latest with regards to your hour-by-hour forecast. Now, tornado warnings do continue. A couple of sighted tornadoes. We'll turn the radar back on. My apologies while we turn that. And here we go. Tornado warning does continue for Wells County. We got more development now down towards Bowdoin here. So this storm burping out some air, and we are seeing another storm form on that outflow boundary right here with that other storm. So a new storm forming here that is stout. Here is a look at where the tornado warned storm is. This is the likely location of the tornado where we see the arrowheads here. I'm seeing a little hook or shape on the backside of the storm there. Sometimes that happens where we get a rainfall here interacting with the inflow, and on that boundary we get that rotating updraft up there, and boom, that would be a good spot for a potential tornado, and so may that be. Let's go ahead and take a look at the velocities and see. Now, as we take a look into the storm here, this first spot here, I'm not seeing the original rotation here. Maybe that one's cooked, maybe that one's done, but this area, remember I said that can cycle? We might be seeing a cycling and a new wall cloud forming out there. Best thing to do would be to look at the camera, but we're going to not do that just right yet. We're going to look up higher in the cloud. So this is the lowest scan we can get, and remember, it's 2 miles high out here. 2 miles high is what we're looking at. Now let's go up just a little bit more and see if that rotation on the backside is still there. It is. In fact, it's getting a little stronger. Are we seeing any more spin in this area? Just a pinch, but not a lot. When we go here, we got a little bit of spin left over from this original one, but we still see on the backside some pretty tight shear. And there is a lot of wind scooping back around on the backside of this storm right here, heading towards Mayville as well. Not necessarily a tornado, it's a wrapping around of that updraft, kind of up and then back down around. Sometimes that's called a rear flank downdraft. That might be what that is, and on that side of the storm. So there is still evidence of rotation, but the original rotation that was heading into northeastern parts of Wells County, while still there, it's very high up off the ground. And that's what we're looking at, very high up off the ground. But we are seeing a more definition of rotation starting to develop on the other side of the storm. This tornado warning is still in effect until 9:45, so about the next 4 minutes. We'll keep you posted. And let's do some double Doppler and see if we're getting the same impacts from other radars around the area or region. I'm going to look at it from Bismarck. Bismarck here, this should show motion towards Bismarck is very strong here, but remember, it's very high also. Towards away. This is counterclockwise rotation, and it's the most concerning part. So again, it's more on this backside. Here's the original area of warning. We do have green next to red, but it's not pointed towards Bismarck and away. Here, see how weak the colors are? They're kind of not bright. This is bright. That's the spot where we have the intense warning. We just got a new scan in. Intense motion towards, intense motion away, and now this is just now moving over Highway 30 once again. So we had one rotation couplet move over. Is this another one? Let's take a look at our view from the Fessenden area. So thanks so much to all of you for watching. Thanks to your questions. I'm going to try to get to some of these also here on my channel over here on Facebook. So that we can answer your questions as well. Let's go to the cameras here and take a peek at what we're seeing from Wells County. So we're going to go to the north and east portion near the Bremen area rather. And we do have it. See how flat this is? This is the flat thunderstorm base, and then it lowers. We have a distinct wall cloud here, and we are looking west. Bremen being on the far western parts of northern Wells County. You're looking west, you're looking into that area, and that is the lowering of a cloud base. And there's a big difference in how low this goes here. So this flat part here is the original thunderstorm base. This lowering is caused by the updraft going into the storm here and fueling it. It almost looks like it has supercell structure, kind of that curvy shelf cloud shape, if you will, but this is a lowering of the cloud base, and that is an excellent area to be watching. This is not attached to the parent thunderstorm. Parent thunderstorm's up here. This is not attached. This can be caused by the burp of the hail core. See all the rain and hail coming out here? That hits the ground, pushes out in this direction, and it lifts this hot inflow air up, and it causes a new cloud to form. And we see those clouds show up on radar scans as outflow boundaries. Really cool stuff to see it visually and then look at it on the radar as well. So with this data here and information, and we'll take a look at a couple of more cameras here from the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network if we can. Here's Maddock again. Last time we looked there, it was raining cats and dogs, and now it's like the skies have let loose. It's clear, and this was taken at 9:41. The current time, 9:43. Okay, so we got that. New tornado warning has been extended to Cathay. We'll show you the details on that as well. This is the storm picking up some rotation. So Cathay being down in this part of the county here, let's start looking at it from these perspectives on the south side of the storm. Let's see if we can see it from Heaton. Last time it was trying to load this image in full. Now, this is detached clouds from the storm. I like to call these scary looking clouds. Storm chasers call these scud clouds. They race across the base of the storm. Big time thunderstorm downdraft here. A downdraft is where the rain and the hail starts falling out, and you can see a rain shaft or a hail shaft coming out of the storm. When that hits the ground, it hits with quite a lot of velocity, and the rain in the air evaporates, making the air colder, and that accelerates the downdraft. So these downdrafts can really hit the ground with force, and that's why we can get straight line winds out of thunderstorms caused by these downdrafts. But they also cause a lifting in the air out ahead of the storm and causes some clouds to be formed out there. And they can roll. Some people call them roll clouds. Okay, and they can also do some dancing and twist a little because they're spinning. So they can be scary looking clouds. I call them SLCs as well. That is the view from the Heaton area of this storm, of a portion of this storm. Let's look from the other side near Herdsfield if we can. We're still looking west there. We're going to see blue skies smiling at us. So Bremen, let's go to Carrington. A lot of dark skies as we look off to the east in Carrington, but you're looking east. So if we're looking east in Carrington, we're looking in the wrong direction of this particular storm, but we definitely have the overhanging clouds that are rocking their way through the area. So that's the views that I have right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at these storms on the north side. Devil's Lake, you got some storms moving through your neck of the woods as well. Let's go back to the radar and get you caught up here. So there is a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect for this area until midnight. Now, here is a look at the composite radar, and this is it'll catch up. There we go. Here's the cluster of storms. We got 1, 2, at least 3 individual thunderstorm cells now. The Langdon storm falling apart. There is a cell over the Devil's Lake area now. It is not severe. You're okay. Same thing goes for Langdon. So if you folks are in the Cavalier or Pembina County areas, storms there have really lost their energy. So we were going to talk a little bit about the forecast energy. We showed you the hour-by-hour forecast, or I showed you that moments ago, showing these storms really fizzling out as we get to the about 10 to midnight time frame. But until then, we have spin in the atmosphere. This rotating thunderstorm, you can see the tornado warning now extends near Sykeston, and it does kind of cut off here at the Foster, Eddy County border here. So as we get down towards Carrington, there's a little bit of your county in the tooth of that. Right now, this storm moving southeast, it's going to be very, very close to you folks in rural western places just west of New Rockford, and we'll keep our eyes on the movement of the storm. The new tornado warning is in effect until 10:30, so for the next 40 minutes or so, moving southeast at 22 miles per hour. Taking a look at where the rotation is in the storm, that's important, and what we'll do is go ahead and track that rotating couplet and where it's going and where it may be and when it may be there. So moving to the south and east, this is giving the storm a heck of a wide berth. I'm not going to give it that much room. Let's keep it within the warning box area here. Moving southeast at a clip that it is, it'll put it near Cathay by 10:14. So if you are in Cathay, please seek shelter. We've been saying this, it's repetitive. I know for those of you not in the path of the storm, but essentially You want to get out of things like a manufactured home, a mobile home, an RV or camper, and get into sturdy structure and make sure that you get to the lowest floor possible. A basement is the best. It's below the ground, and that is below the level of the flying debris. So that's what we want, and that's what we want for you. But if it's a sturdy built home and there is no basement, then get to the lowest floor and get to the interiormost room, putting as many walls between you and the tornado as you can, and that helps keep you more safe from the debris potentially created by these storms. So tornado warning for rural portions of northeastern Wells County here, and then we also are getting into the areas of just west of New Rockford and Cheyenne at this particular time. So quite a bit of northeastern Wells County, and then just a pinch for you folks down here in the Eddy County area here. So we'll keep our eyes on that. That's what's going on with this particular cell. Again, the tornado warning. Again, this warning is for a radar indicated tornado. I don't have confirmation of one on the ground again at this particular time, and I'm keeping my eyes on that. Okay, I apologize to my Facebook crew here, but I got to tell you what, I'm not seeing any comments thrown down by you. So let me go back to the other page here and see. Oh. Okay, welcome Facebook. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you, covering the storms on Facebook, and there was a button that wasn't pushed by me, my fault. So we have a live update on the tornado warning. You're looking at the Wells County area. If you're in Wells County, we have a tornado warning in effect. This storm has a history of 2 tornadoes. It's still showing tight rotation right here in northeastern parts of Wells County. We're talking about north and east of Fessenden, moving southeast at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So it's mainly going to stay over rural areas right now. The way this is moving, it will move to areas in rural areas just west of New Rockford, and it is heading in the general direction of Carrington right now, but at its current speed, there's a lot that can change by that time. So there's still some rotation. We're now looking at this from a radar that I believe is in, yes, it's the Bismarck radar. Now we're going to take a look from the Mayville radar, and we're basically using multiple radars to pinpoint the location of the spin and shear in the storm. Hi Val, good to see you on board. Thanks for watching, and on my apologies, there was a button I left unpushed on my Facebook side, so the stream wasn't quite caught up. So my apologies. Here's a look at the rotation here. Not quite as well defined on this particular scan, but that storm still does have tight rotation in it as it works its way through. Right now, this is the only game in town with regards to the tornado warning. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect. I'll highlight this area. The watch is in effect for northeast North Dakota until the midnight hour. Now, it does include Grand Forks, not East Grand Forks. These storms are moving southeast. There's a chance we could get some storms in your area, but let me show you a look here at what we have going on. So again, if you are in northeastern or eastern Wells County, please seek shelter and that your tornado safe place now. I'm going to go on and take a look at some other factors of this storm. And now what we're going to look at is some energy in the storm here, calculated as we go into the evening hours. We're going to look at things like the energy to make thunderstorms and lift in the air. Lift in the air is called CAPE, like Superman's cape. Now what we're going to look at is the CAPE calculations. Now, what is CAPE? If we have some air near the ground and it starts rising, the more energy it has to rise, the faster it rises. The faster the air rises, the bigger the hail it can make. The faster it rises, it can stretch a rotating updraft out in a vertical dimension. When it does that, when you stretch something that's rotating, it makes that rotation tighter and tighter. So this is the highlight area of the highest energy in the atmosphere in purple. These are ridiculous amounts because of our humidity that's in the area. Let me show you. So in joules per kilogram, we can get thunderstorms capable of hail with 1,000 or 2,000 joules per kilogram. We have 1,600 of those joules per kilogram here in Fargo. You go up into Grand Forks, we have even more. It's near 3,000. You get into these pink colors, it's nasty. So there's so much energy in the atmosphere right now, but we're not seeing storms everywhere. What this means is that if a storm forms in these areas, there'll be so much energy rising up that we could support really big hail, upwards of 2 inches or more. And we could see some gusty straight line winds as the rain and hail collapses. And if we do get some rotation, that spin could get concentrated and focused. This is unbelievable, 55 to 5,600 joules per kilogram, right in Wells County, and that's where the main event is right now. As these storms move off to the east, the energy drops off a little bit, so their support drops off a little bit as well. And that's why right now the watch is in effect until midnight. I did mention that we can still get stout storms with 1,000 to 2,000 joules of CAPE, or that energy for that lifting in the atmosphere. But the point is that as these storms move out, we don't have a lot of upper level support for these storms tonight in the way of, let's say, a cold front. Now there is some cooler air coming down, and that's what's allowing these to fire right here. We have hot air over the top of us in the Fargo area, so I'm not sure we'll have a chance to see storms. Let's take a look at the tornado parameter. This tells us, is there spin in the atmosphere to be concerned about tonight? And as we look at this, the area where the models are calculating the greatest spin up here, but these storms that have moved here have moved out of the energy area. So while there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere here, we're not seeing the storms in this area. So we got to have all the ingredients in the frying pan together at the same time to create these storms. So thanks so much. Let's see. Straight from the car show right to the weather reports. Thanks, Hutch. Sean, thank you. Yeah, busy day. I was on on Broadway today talking to a lot of folks out there about weather, and we had a good time. So if you stopped by to say hi. Then we came home, we grabbed the Chevelle, and we went out to the West Fargo car show. It was a perfect night for cruising. And then as we were enjoying our evening and having some street tacos, all of a sudden we got a severe thunderstorm watch. So we're like, well, we better start heading back to the car. And then we got a severe thunderstorm warning and then a tornado warning. So I'm glad to be here. And thank you. Thank you for taking part in this when it's safe to do so. If you are in the impacted area and you have reports of severe weather, it is very helpful that you pass along those reports to your local authorities. That gets past the Weather Service. You can share them with me, but if you do so, please share it on my photo upload section. I cannot monitor all channels at one time as one person. So if you send me an email, for instance, I may not see that until tomorrow. I don't always check that while I'm streaming live. If you send me a Facebook message, I may not see that for a day or two. Sometimes I don't get those notifications right here. So please use the photo upload section. Or call your local authorities, and that information gets passed to the Weather Service. It's hugely important because without reports of a tornado on the ground, there likely may not have been a tornado warning issued for tonight's storms. So it's spotters like you and your reports that help us confirm what we're seeing on the radar. So that's your tornado risk. Now what we're going to look at is the risk for... I'm pretty happy with what we're seeing. Go ahead and take a look at the conditions right now. Okay, so across the area, we have our thunderstorm watch that's been canceled for you folks in Towner County. We're all done there. You go out to Belcourt, we're done there with that thunderstorm watch. So the thunderstorm watch is getting dropped as the threat has exited the area. And in fact, you're probably not far behind that in parts of Benson County, but we'll keep you posted as that's where the real bad storm started, just not far from you folks in Rugby. Moving down here into southern portions of your county here in Benson County, not far from Maddock. In fact, I believe that was 6 miles just off to the west of Maddock. A tornado was spotted on the ground. Now we do got another little report here of maybe a wind gust, so we'll take a look at that really quickly as well. Okay, 62 mile per hour straight line wind gusts measured at an Endon station out there as that storm just 2 miles north of Maddock. That's the site that we were looking at the camera from. So that camera site got a big old burp of wind from this storm as it's working its way through. So you can prepare for anywhere in the path of this storm here up to 60 mile per hour gusts. So to manage that and to look at that, we're going back to the radar data here, to the single site radar data. We're going to show you some good signs here. The good signs are these. The storm has exited this part of the warned area. The rotating part of the storm, we've got multiple thunderstorms here. You got one on the north side here with a hook on the backside. You got this original one that brought the tornado warning down into this side. That's down here. And then you got this one outside of any warned box that has a little bit of a hail core for it. So it's really good to look for the spin. I would expect to see some here on this. That is kind of a hook shape to the echo. And then there was one on this with the tight rotation earlier. Let's see if we can find spin right here. So we'll go ahead and look at the storm relative velocity. We should see greens and reds next to each other from the radar site here. And we'll let it think. It's thinking. And it's still thinking really hard. Not liking that. That's a pretty bad scan here. We'll just give it a second. Make sure I'm not looking way up high in the sky. No. Okay, so we're going to look at another radar. I don't like this one. Let's go to Deering radar outside of Minot, North Dakota. And now we'll see. This is showing pretty unidirectional winds right now blowing towards the radar in Deering, North Dakota, outside Minot, North Dakota. Let's look at this from the Bismarck radar. We're not seeing as much spin. This is a good sign. The tornado warning does remain in effect. Here it is. Bismarck sees it. Something's wrong with that last scan that we got out of Mayville. Motion towards Bismarck and away. Here's that rotation, and it's in that same area as the hook was. So we'll mark that, see if we got the hook. That would be kind of a confirmation that the rotation is where we would expect it to be. Yep, that is where the hook was. So that is that's the tornado. That is the tornado. It's moving in the general direction of Cathay here shortly. It should be just off to the north. You should be in your tornado safe space in Cathay or any rural portions or areas in Wells County north and east of Cathay, as well as you folks just outside of Carrington to the north and to the west. So bear with me here while I get a little bit more information. Okay, so tornado warning 10:30. The hail core is heading into the New Rockford area. So here's the hail core. That's heading to the south and east at 20 miles per hour. It's going to be really close. And as I mentioned before, it looks like it's going to slide here in the west side of town. So if you happen to be west of the New Rockford area, that's where we're going to most likely be seeing that hail threat. And let's take a look at Hutch's tool that allows us to estimate burps of wind out of these storms, or a gust estimator. So here we go. Now, where we see the kind of yellowish shade to the colors here, that's where we have the best chance at seeing some winds. I do want to point out that this is an estimator. It's not actual what we're going to see in every location. We don't get thunderstorms that often put gusts of wind down in every location, but in isolated places, we could see winds that gust as high as this calculator estimates. 60 to 70 mile per hour estimated wind gusts will be possible from this hail core as it collapses. When it collapses and where it collapses exactly is not always something we can detect specifically from a radar unless we're watching the loop of it and we see it's building up and it's collapsing. But essentially, downwind from this spot heading into areas just west of New Rockford, gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour to near 70 mile per hour will be possible in a few spots as we go through. So that is a look at that. And if we look at some shear tracks on this, here's your hook echo that we had out here that's heading off to the southeast. That is the potential tornado right there. Let's see if we have any evidence of that tornado. We do have a lowering of the similarity of targets right in here. So this is high similarity. They're highly alike. Here they're not highly alike. So this could be evidence that we have something in the air right in the same spot as the rotation. And what about the difference? And there's large differences in the targets here, which would mean, if we have a lot of raindrops, they kind of look the same, or hailstones, they kind of look the same. And in fact, in hail, with round hail, and particularly large hail, we get these gray areas here. So remember, there is a hail core up here heading into areas just to the west and north of New Rockford, right in this area. I would expect to see, if it was ginormous hail, more grays in here. I'm not seeing that, but we got some sizable hail in that particular area. But this could be evidence that we do have ourselves some rotation there. What's going on with this cell outside of Cathay? Is that showing any rotation at all? If there is, it's very, very weak and indiscriminate. This is still showing some spin and shear as it's moving in this general direction of Cathay right now. So still tornado warned storm. The warning does continue here as we go to the time frame of 10:30, I believe. So 10:30 for the next half hour. The tornado warning is in effect. that is a look at your weather. Now I can see some Facebook fans and questions here. So thanks for watching. If you're on Facebook, thank you for putting up with Hutch here tonight. And thank you for, well, adding your 2 cents to the equation in the forms of question. Val, thanks for stars. Sherry, thanks for stars. What's up, Nathan? I hope you're having a wonderful night, and I hope you stayed cool. Not to worry, says Val. Susan says, oh, thank you for stars, Susan. I do appreciate it very much. Crystal, tagging people and friends is a great way to get more people to join the process here tonight. Thanks for tagging Caleb. Hi, says Jennifer. Appreciate it, you being here. Thanks for watching. John, straight from the car show, right to weather. You got it. Hello from Thunder Bay. Is the smoke getting any better up there, Jim? Thanks for watching. I got to tell you what, the fires up there have been redonky-donk in the least. And what's it look like for Larimore? Larimore days, so stuff is going on outside here tonight. Let's get to it. So thank you for your questions. We're looking at Larimore now. We got Larimore days. We got car shows in West Fargo. West Fargo, you're good to go. Enjoy the car show. Sorry, Hutch had to leave prematurely, but I got work to do here. We got some storms to cover. So Larimore right now, let's get to the regular radar data. We've got, let me go to the multiple radar data here. Dun, dun, dun. Is it thinking? Yeah, it's thinking. Okay, so we got a lot of green schmutz out here. Okay, that doesn't mean it's raining everywhere, but this storm is throwing clouds up all over the place, off out in that direction. Let's go to the Mayville radar and see if we can get any evidence of shower activity for you. Nope. Nope, I'm seeing a couple of showers up by the Langdon area out here, so those are kind of drifting in this southeasterly direction. There is energy in the atmosphere, but these storms that have gone in this general direction toward the Red River Valley have, meteorological term, they've kind of collapsed and gone to bed. So that doesn't mean we couldn't still see one. Anywhere in this area of high energy where the watch is in effect until midnight, we could see a storm fester up, kind of like a boil on your toe, and that ain't fun. So keep that in mind. Now, Carrington, your area, Cathay, Wells County, on the eastern fringes, please seek shelter. You're still in a tornado warning for the next 25 minutes. So thanks for your questions on Facebook channel. Now it's YouTube. YouTube, thank you all for being a part of Hutch's Weather. We've grown the page to over, well, the subscriptions are awesome. So if you would, please hit the subscribe button if you like the content here. I'll welcome you to the club. And then if you have a question, be sure to ask it. Okay, so what do we got here? Steven says, oh, we got a lot of them on here. You guys are the goodest. Okay, thank you, Hutch, says Jem, you bet. Uncle Cuckoo said stay hydrated for 550 joules. I'm doing my goodest. I got to get some water down here though, because I've been out in the hot sun all day. But I have been, I mean, we had water at the street fair and I had a little table set up. So if you're out there tomorrow, come say hi. I'm on the north side of Broadway, not far from the hospital out there. So come check it out, say hi. Devil's Lake, North Dakota, question mark. Yeah, everything is south of you. The threat is still here for a thunderstorm, but it's exiting fairly quickly. We have a clearing of the thunderstorm watch for you folks in Pierce County and out to Can-Do area here in Towner County, so keep that in mind. It won't be long in all likelihood as this moves down to the south and east that the Devil's Lake area, including Benson and Ramsey County, should be clear and free from the threats of thunderstorms the rest of the evening. That would be good. Okay, so that's Devil's Lake. I can't read that. That's RJ. When one can't see, one should wear glasses. All right, there we go. Now I can see more gooder. Hello, everyone from Wyoming. Good to have you on, Stephen. I hope you're doing good. Let me know what town it is again. I'm sorry I keep asking that, but I have a short memory sometimes. Johnny, Utah, as in he, bar dude that... I don't know what you're getting to there. I don't think that's a question for me. Say safe from Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Beautiful country up there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys are staying safe and smoke-free up there. We got some serious clouds and smoke here. Hello from Minnesota. Thanks, Shabby. Good to have you on board. In Kenora 2012, thank you. Anyone have the widespread of the NATO? Wind speed. We tried to answer that, but there's no answer for that until we see damage, and then we can maybe estimate it. Judging on the pictures, it looks kind of like a rope-shaped tornado, and one of the reports was a land spout. In many cases, those are 100 miles per hour or less. but still very damaging, right? 100-mile-per-hour wind will set your hair follicles off to the side. So make sure you seek shelter. Cedar Fox, why does a forecast make it look like it's not going south? I think that everything did show it going south just a little bit. So right now, if we loop the radar here, you'll see it's just very slowly it's going kind of southeast here, right? So that's the direction it's going. And the model did have it kind of shooting off to the south and the east as well, and then kind of fizzling out. I don't know that we'll have much of a chance in Grand Forks or Fargo of seeing any of this activity. If you're in northern parts of Stutsman County, maybe Carrington, it does definitely look possible for that storm to be moving in your area. And I will be watching this rotation closely for you as it makes its way into your area. All right, let's see. East, not south. Oh yeah. Why is it going not south? East, not east. Oh, well, you know what? Storms tend to sometimes take a little bit of a right turn into their energy. And we did show the energy map here just a bit ago. And where there's moist air inflow into a thunderstorm is actually the fuel that makes the new cloud, right? So if there's a problem with energy on this side, they can sometimes track where the energy is. So that's one thing to keep in mind with these storms. They sometimes keep a mind of their own. Even if the model tells us it goes one way, there's no one model that's going to tell me where every one of these thunderstorms is going to be born and live its life cycle and die. They just don't do that. But they do give us a good aerial idea of what's going on out there, and that's what I like to use them for. So they're a tool in the meteorologist's toolbox, just like Hutch's hammer is a tool in the garage. So zoom out. Okay, I'm zooming out. Well, I don't know where you want to zoom out to, but I got you. Thank you for your point there. Have a good night, Jesse. You too. Kenora, thank you. Skywalker, love your energy. I love being here. It's a pleasure to do what I like. Are those little lightning bolts on my shirt? Yeah, they are. I'm wearing the right shirt, and it's a nice, cool shirt to wear on a hot day, but Hutch has been pretty warm today. So yeah, I'm sporting some lightning bolts today. I don't know. Go figure. The weather nerd with the weather nerd shirt. Thanks for explaining dew point, Hutch. You're welcome, Kathy. I appreciate the questions you all give me are always good. There's no bad questions, right? So you're better off asking if you don't know, and I'll do my best if I have time to get to it. Anita is watching. Hi, Paige. Good to have you on board. Any idea when the smoke in northern Minnesota will leave? People can't even go outside. Yeah, let's talk about that. We did have it in the forecast section here just a second ago, but smoke. I'll remember smoke. From Chicago to New York, we have wood smoke like 2023 problem. Yep, and it's coming from Canada. There's a bunch of fires, and it's rocking over the Great Lakes and pushing right into those areas. I got my tornado warning last week, says Stephen. I hope you're done with them. I don't wish tornado warnings on anyone. Still continuing with one, though, with a hail report that just came in, 1-inch hail in Bremen. And we had a camera there. So let's go back to this storm coverage here. We'll get back to a few more questions. Let me see. We got a smoke question. The Nelson County steel border is very heavy and gross out. Little clouds to the northwest. Thanks for your report, Paige. Thank you much. Son's birthday is today. Stephen, tell your son happy birthday from good old Hutch here. And I hope you guys are enjoying your day and not ducking and covering from weather. But if you are, thanks for being a part of the show. Storms never hit Devil's Lake. They always split when it gets closer, kind of like a bummer. You know, it is true. Sometimes it feels that way, but radars can do a funny thing to us. These are far away from the radar. As the beam gets farther away, the beam gets wider. So it can make what is a tiny thunderstorm look like it's covering a huge area. And sometimes you have 2 or 3 thunderstorms that are together that look like one big storm that finally, as they get closer to the radar, start getting more defined by the radar as it gets closer to the radar site. So that's a common occurrence, but maybe not as much in Devil's Lake. We definitely see it near the radar sites. In Devil's Lake, if you see the storms, it's just kind of, let's say, luck of the draw. And Hutch had bad luck with our storms about a little over a week ago when they went through on Monday. 3 cars with hail damage, my roof with hail damage. I know my neighbors are hail damaged. I know Fargo got hail damage on the south side. It's just no fun. And we have plenty of storms that steer around us. And some people say we have a dome over Fargo and everything steers around us too. Well, not the last one. So that's the case. And we know that we can have very strong tornadoes in and around Fargo as well, in and around Grand Forks as well. They can happen. So that's why I'm here. And I'm really glad that you didn't get hail. I hope you get some rain if it's much needed in your area. Let's go back and touch on this tornado warned storm here. I'll show you the latest. I'm zooming back in because I got to. It's getting close to New Rockford. Now, we got a big thunderstorm cluster up here with a lot of rain and hail on this side. We got an observed tornado warning there now. Let's see. Looks like a new observed tornado warning has just come out. Give me a second. It does look, see how it's flashy? That's, I make it do that when it's an observed tornado. So this warning now says observed tornado. Let me stop it from looping. Okay. So this is an observed tornado. 1 inch hail has also been observed. The tornado's been observed. So we'll get the tornado report here shortly. I'll see what we got here. Oh, yep, it's another one here. So, okay, so our time is 10:13. Observed tornado on the ground. Let's get back to the velocity data here. We were looking at some lower possible debris in the system as well. This is looking from the radar site in Mayville. Motion away, motion towards. So we do have some spin on this side of the storm back here that we've been watching pretty closely. There's very weak shear on this side. See how these colors are kind of a dark, dull red? That's wind slowly blowing away and slowly towards. So if you're in Cathay, you are in the tornado warned area. You should be in your tornado safe space. This is along Highway 15. We have some brighter colors here, so there's some stronger shear. Now, if in this area of stronger shear, we see some evidence of debris, and we'd see that here by blues. My gosh, we do have blue. Hot blue right here, right on the highway north of Cathay. So that little circle right there, and I'm going to get my Crayola out here and see my pencil sharpening skills, and we're going to give this a try here to see if I can draw that. That area of blue, that's what I'm talking about. That could be debris. That blue means that those targets have low similarity. So debris in the air, be it dust, be it leaves, be it tree branches or parts, can throw a signal like that. Now, if in that same circle we have red, that would be an indication of debris. Now, it's very close to it. It's right over here. So we do have some red showing target differences. So we have different shaped targets getting lofted into the air in and outside the tornado area. So this is the area of concern. If you are in Cathay, seek shelter. If you are just north of Cathay, you should seek shelter. Here's the newest scan showing that maybe debris area kind of sneaking its way right to areas just north of Cathay where the warning is, and exiting this area. But we do have some areas. Let's see where that spin has moved on that latest scan as well. Okay, so we still see that we have some spin motion toward the radar and way. And this storm is not moving north. That's not where the tornado is moving north, but there is some shear on this side of the storm now too. Interesting from scan to scan. If I go back just one scan, let me see if I can do that. It's just kind of reforming in this same area of shear. There's this area of shear that's, you can see moving this way, and then there's another area right here. So we're just in an area where this storm is just kind of cycling, is what we would call it. So you might have a wall cloud on one side, and that moves away, and a funnel cloud forms, a tornado touches down, it dissipates, and then something else forms on the backside. Everything is happening right here on the county line as we look along the Benson County line here. Well, actually, that's east of Fessenden. That's Highway 15 line, not the county line. So tornado warning does continue. I got to turn my Crayola off here. My apologies. Okay. Tornado warning does continue. You can see that the main threat is outside of this area, but there is some real strong shear in this area and this area as we go through. So this is moving in the general vicinity for you folks in East Central Wells County, straight east of Fessenden, straight north of Sykeston in this area right here. And we do have a 1-inch hail report, and it's an observed tornado from this cell. So that's what we have going on right here. Pardon me while I get caught up on a little information. So the photo I'm seeing here is is of a very large-sized funnel that's working its way through. So this one is definitely not one to mess around with. So please heed that warning, seek shelter right now, and let's go ahead and take a look at some resources with regards to cameras. We're going to start with the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network. They have a couple in Wells County, very close to the area of concern right here. Let's go to this, let's go to Carrington and see. It's very dark. It's starting to get dark, hard to see. Not very light. Okay, now as we go down here to Herdsfield, we're not going to see that looking northwest. Let's get up here to Bremen, and now we got all kinds of craziness going on here. So you've got some weird looking clouds. There's no way to tell from a still photo here exactly what we're looking at. These can be scud if they're not attached to the parent thunderstorm, but we cannot see the parent thunderstorm. But that does have a weird shape to it, and sometimes scud clouds below thunderstorms do. But this area is east of Bremen by 3 miles. And there are some wild and volatile clouds as of 10:15, just 3 minutes ago. This shot was formed right there. So this is the Bremen area, and we definitely have some wild and low-hanging clouds right over the sky. I don't see anything in contact with the ground, but we're not always going to have that perfect view. As far as where that is with regards to the storm, it's in the right area to see the rotation for sure. So keep that in mind. Let me go back to that map here and we'll show you. So the tornado warned part of the storm is heading into this area right here. This is New Rockford, and this is the Bremen camera we're looking at. So this is right in that space area right there. So that is going to be very close to where we would want to be to see a possible tornado. Carrington, we're looking at dark skies. We just can't make anything out there. Looking from Heaton, we're not seeing anything from that view, but let's look from Maddox south and see, okay, we're looking at the moon there, and that's a real nice moon shot. And then now let's take a look from Bremen once again. So as this one keeps us updated, you'll see here we've got this low. This could be part of a wall cloud. I cannot rule out that that isn't a funnel cloud, but there is a tornado reported, a confirmed tornado with this storm that is making its way off to the east. The latest information from the National Weather Service here, I'm going to have to pause this so I can pull that up, will give me information on the movement, but it is basically saying the storm is moving only at 9 miles per hour to the east. What we're seeing is cycling that we talked about, cycling of the rotating parts of the storm here back and forth. So back to the radar. So moving east at 9 miles per hour, there's the tornado report right there. It just popped up on Hutch's screen here. We can go ahead and take a look at exactly where that was. That was 8 miles south-southeast of Bremen. It was a photo of the tornado relayed via the broadcast media. And that is on Wells County, 8 miles south-southeast of Bremen. And it's that Bremen camera we've been using. And we were looking right there, and there was some low-hanging at least, if nothing else, it was a low-hanging wall cloud, maybe scud coming down. So that's where the tornado is. And if you take a look at what's going on here, if you happen to be in Foster County, but particularly Eddy County, this has a little bit of a drift to the east, and we do see some shear here just outside of your neck of the woods there as well. So this is where the tornado was observed. It's moving this way. And now again, as we take a peek at some of these other facts here, we did have some blue showing up, which would be a pretty clear indication of debris. That was showing up way on the other side here. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it was showing up over here. So we've had a couple of areas of rotation, starting over here, moving this way. Starting over here is another one moving this way. So I would just say that this same area has storms cycling through this same area. New tornado warning now has been issued for you folks south of New Rockford for this rotating couplet that's right here, and it's making its way in. It's just a tiny part of the county right now, and that's where the warning is for you. So if you are in the New Rockford area, according to this, it looks like the greatest chance for the rotating part of this thunderstorm is going to be moving into areas just south of you, pushing in towards 281 and just areas south of New Rockford. So again, this tornado warning is in effect until 11 o'clock. It's only moving at about 10 miles per hour to the east. So it's moving east-southeast just a little bit. So that's where they have it. That's where the tornado was sighted moments ago, spotted and photos and proof, and now it's moving this way. Please, in rural areas, from New Rockford and point south. Seek shelter in that interior room, staying away from windows. Another active event going on. We have another cell trying to take shape here in Wells County. Again, these are all kind of moving off to the east now a little bit, as opposed to more of a southeasterly direction with regards to the rotating parts of these storms. So again, a long ways away from Fargo, but that is a look at what's going on with your forecast. New tornado warning south of New Rockford. Let's take a look at our DOT cameras in that area. We're getting to the point where it's getting late at night and it gets real hard to see almost anything on these cameras, but we will get into the New Rockford area as it's heading in your general direction. This is what we can see. Unfortunately, this doesn't tell me what direction we're pointed. We do have some rain starting to show up there. That's US 281 outside of New Rockford. Heavy rain from that particular view, and some dark skies showing up off in the distance. So that's the New Rockford view. Here's one a little bit closer to Cathay, Fessenden area here. So let's go here. Yep, this is Fessenden. And now you can see that we've got these little clouds of inflow into the storm here that are kind of just forming. Those are not dangerous. Those are just some results of the storm. It's real hard to make out with the darkness out here, but there's a lot of dark skies right there. Clouds dipping up and dipping down, and you got these little trace of clouds on the underside of the thunderstorm clouds there. Again, it's just a little bit difficult to make anything out of those clouds from that perspective. Getting down to this camera here in Bowdoin, see what we got. Pretty dark. I wonder if that one was lit by lightning there, or if that's the setting sun, but that was, see a downdraft part of a storm here. So we definitely do have, as we're looking off, I'm assuming up in a northwest maybe direction, seeing what's going on there. So a little bit difficult to see from any camera perspective now. That's understandable. But again, if you are in the New Rockford area and parts of eastern Wells County, and another observed tornado has been captured today. We did have a question about the smoke, so let's get on to this. Oops, I moved the wrong thing here. My apologies. All right, so here's what we're looking at today with regards to the smoke, and I may have to pop this up and look here. Let me do a little adjusting to this so we can see more up into Ontario here. So throughout the day today, all of this gray you see here, smoke. Okay, so it's just very thick. At night, we're not going to see it, but this is all filled with smoke here, coming in on the low-level winds from a high-pressure system here down across the area of northern Wisconsin, just really thick on the I-35 corridor, which you can see here by the night lights. And as we go on the Highway 2 corridor, as you're heading out towards the Bemidji area as well. So a lot of very thick smoke from fires that we're rocking. We don't see the fire sources here tonight as well, or as clearly. Maybe the rain helped alleviate some of that, but the other factor is with these clouds drifting overhead, we may not be able to see those fires. So yeah, we have terrible fires out there right now, and as we look across the region, you can look all the way down into Wisconsin, and as you get into the lights of Chicago, it is just filthy everywhere out there. So these are just thunderstorm clouds popping up in the metropolitan area of Chicago. As you get up into Wisconsin and up in here towards Green Bay, we do have just a whole bunch of nasty smoke in the atmosphere. New Rockford, question mark, can't place where? Sent you picture via Facebook, Kirk says. Thank you. What I'll do is take a look. I'll try to do my best to keep up with photos that are coming in. Yeah, I may need to look on the other Facebook. I got my personal Facebook. I got work Facebook. But thank you for sharing photos. If you would please upload them to hutchesweather.com/pics, that would be very helpful. I would see those immediately coming in, and I get a notification dinger, and up it goes. Randy, thank you very much for your photos. Again, I can't share these unless I get your permissions by uploading at hutchesweather.com/pics, P-I-C-S, or go to Hutch's website, and I'll show you right where. hutchesweather.com. This is what you're going to see when you go to my website. So if you go to hutchesweather.com, on the very top line, viewer pics, you click that. You can also scroll down a little bit and you'll see the viewer photo upload section there. This is helpful for me so I can get it in real time here and then show it to others in real time. View the gallery or upload your photos. So if you could please do that. I know it's another step and I'm asking you to do that, but if you have time and it's safe to do so, please do that. Eric sent one as well and says, I will download to your app as well. Thank you very much. I do appreciate all of you guys for doing that. It does help me out, keep the workflow and point it to one spot where I can get it and share with others. So that is very helpful. And thanks for using my platforms, either the website or my mobile app, to get the job done out there. So thanks so much. Okay, let's take a look again at what's going on this radar. We do have active tornado warnings. The one in Wells County is set to expire at 10:30, but guess what, folks? That storm has shown a history of some rotation persistently developing and redeveloping on the west side. So if I share the screen with you, you'll be able to see. Now, this is pretty weak out here as we're honestly looking at what's going on with the latest storm relative velocity data, and that's a good sign. That doesn't mean there's no tornado. There's still tornado warnings in effect. This area, the warning is in effect until 10:30, so for the next 2 minutes. That's for an observed tornado. That storm is moving east at 9 miles per hour and is fixing to cross right here, okay? But as we look in the velocity structure of this storm, we're not seeing that red and green. There can be a couple reasons we're not seeing it. The rotation might be below this level, and this is looking up almost a couple miles up in the sky. Also, it's very possible that we have some spin in the storm. It lives its life cycle. The tornado weakens and goes away. And then we have an updraft port of the storm forming back here with a little bit more shear now. So I think that's what we're seeing. Is we get a wall cloud forming, it cycles, it produces a tornado. Boom, that goes away, and we get another one in a similar area. And that, I believe, is what we're seeing with this particular storm at this time. So as we take a look at this, and I'm going to look at a couple of other things and flash them up here. In the vicinity of where the tornado was, we still see some lowering of the target similarities, meaning we could have some debris still lofted in the air, even upwards of 1.5 miles to 2 miles up. And we do see some reds still in the areas as well, which would indicate that the possibility of some debris with that. So let me catch up on a couple pieces of data. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. We have tornado warnings south of New Rockford for you folks up there in the Foster County area, Eddy County area, and then also Foster County down here. So here we go. Tornado warned storms here. We do have some spin showing up. We have some debris signatures and confirmation of some tornadoes that have made contact with the ground tonight. So heed the warning, seek shelter, pass along your severe weather reports, and stay safe. I'll keep you posted right here. Let's get back to another iteration of what's going on with the forecast here. I've had a lot of questions about that. Let's go right to that, and we'll get back to the radar here momentarily. If you are in the area of New Rockford, North Dakota, and point south towards Carrington, not in New Rockford, not in Carrington, but in rural areas between, a tornado warning is in effect for a storm that is capable and has produced tornadoes. Seek shelter now. Your warning is in effect for at least 10:30 here in Eddy County as we look out towards you, in Foster County as well as Eddy counties. We are seeing Wells County still in it as well. These areas are the ones of concern, and we have most of this activity taking place up here on the north side. I will keep you posted on that. Now the forecast. One more time. Where are these storms going? Well, if we look at the radar, the tornado warned storms are moving east, but the storms themselves kind of drifting to the south and the east here in the northern Stutzman. They'll be moving into Foster County as well in the next little bit. Here's a look at the very latest forecast model for these storms so you can get the latest and what you need to know right now. Now, this model updates every hour, though. It doesn't always mean that that update is going to be a good one. So let's take a peek here. Okay, this will go through the next couple of hours. We see our little blob of activity a little bit too far to the north here because that's basically up here, and we're looking at storms that are down here. So guess what? This model is not doing very good. So let's pick the hour before and see if that does any better. Okay. A little better. Yeah, that one's a little better. Okay, so if you see this model, here's the direction the storms are expected to move now as we go through the next few hours. Generally, we have them in the Foster, Eddy County area and drifting off to the east. Now, this model has them pretty much dissipating by the time we get to the midnight hour. That is when the watch dissipates. And then after that, it's pretty much quiet. We do get a chance for some rain to douse some of those areas hit hard by the fires in Ontario. We hope that that happens and we don't get lightning reigniting anything or terrible winds to kind of stoke the flames of the fires there as well. So hopefully that rain makes it down the ground. High pressure moving in tomorrow, north winds. We will have cooler weather in north central parts of North Dakota. Very hot and humid weather here in the southern part of the Red River Valley as our heat continues. Temperatures will be in the 85 to maybe 90 degree range in Fargo, but I do think we'll have heat indices in the 90s once again for you folks going on and about your business. It will be slightly cooler along the Highway 2 corridor and points north as we go through the day tomorrow. As the model has shown temperatures, we'll pop that up there for you. As we head into the morning hours, we're talking about those temperatures being here at about 6 a.m. in the 50s and 60s here as we go from Saskatchewan and Estevan into northwest parts of North Dakota, northeast Montana. Temperatures will generally be in the 70s here for Grand Forks, Fargo, Thief River Falls, get up into the Lake of the Woods area near 70. The North Shore, very smoky and temperatures in the 60s and even some upper 50s out there near Grand Marais. The warm spot, western and central South Dakota, morning temperatures 70 to 75 degrees. Heading into the afternoon, watch this. Here's where that north wind will help keep things cooler as we go into mid-morning, and boom, there's midday and afternoon temperatures hit the 80s here in the Southern Valley to near 90. Okay, we'll see some 90s down here in the Southern Valley, and temperatures will be generally 75 to 80 degrees for northern parts of North Dakota, except when you get out there towards Medora, we'll still have some 90-degree weather potential out there. So that's a forecast for now and for tomorrow and getting you caught up on that. So let me take a peek at your questions. I will put up the tornado warn storms because we are going to update you on the cancellation times for these and see what we've got for updates here. So we do have a tornado warning that is in effect here for Wells County, and it sneaks down here into the areas just north and west of you in Carrington. And that's in effect now until 11 o'clock tonight. So 11 o'clock tonight for that warning for the next 25 minutes. And rightfully so, the storm seems to be cycling with new funnels developing and spin and areas of rotation. And this little warning here is in effect until 11 o'clock also. And this includes you folks down south of New Rockford. So we've got Foster County, at least part of it, and Eddy County, part of it, as well as parts of eastern Wells County, all involved in tornado warnings right now. Not everybody's going to get a tornado, but if you're in this area here with the highlighted purple or pink boxes, that's where the concern is the greatest. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I'm getting my hopes up. You need to be seeking shelter in your warned areas, but I do want to let you know that it does seem to be becoming a little less organized than it was over the last little bit. So we'll hope that trend continues. But you should still be in your safe space. We have a Fessenden shower or thunder shower developing. We have storms north of New Rockford. Notice our pinks are disappearing. That can be a good sign too, indicative of the updraft not being as strong or the capability of making bigger hail not as strong. A lot of times when we start going into the post-sunset hours here, we lose that daytime heating. And unless these storms have quite a bit of organization and support from other features in the atmosphere, like the upper levels, or maybe an inflow of real strong winds from the south, then that would be able to feed the storm into the nighttime hours. Then they tend to fizzle out if they don't have those things. Tonight's storms produce rain, 1 inch of rain. Out near the Wolford area earlier tonight. We also had a couple of tornado reports tonight. One of them was not far from Maddock, just off to the west. Source from the fire department and rescue, tornado in progress 3.5 miles west of the Maddock area, and that was at 9:10 as we went through that time period. Then as that storm continued to drift to the south and east, We got a tornado report here, 8 miles south-southeast of Bremen, from photos from the public. That was a public report of a tornado in progress with photos. So those storms are now moving in to the areas near New Rockford, not far from Carrington. We've got even a Stutzman County developing cell here, likely from this storm collapsing a bit, burping out, and causing a new set of storms to form down here. So we'll be watching that closely. So right now, as far as what does this storm look like to Hutch, we've had a recent tornado report. We're not seeing, you know, a lot of the hooks and the indications that we were even just about 20 minutes ago. So that's a good sign. Let's see what the velocity says. Little bit of a area of a couplet right here. Okay, right here. So that's right on the Wells County line in white, with you folks in the Eddy and Foster County line areas as well. So I guess you'd call that a tri-county point right there. So that is where we have at least some evidence of rotation in that storm. This is very close to where we have that camera from our friends at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network. So we'll go ahead and take a peek there and here. And let's look in this area of Bremen, and wow, you can see the exiting edge of the storm there as the storm pushes off. This is looking off to the west now, but quite a view of how quick things change from seeing scary looking funnel shaped clouds over the top of the location to that. Here's Carrington, and I can tell you it looks dark there. And then a lot of dark clouds moving over your area. And from Heaton, let's see if we can see what we're looking at here. This is looking to the north and to the west. So we do need to look to the north and east. So we're catching the backside of that storm there as well from the Heaton view at this time. So I'll keep my eyes on these, but it's going to be less and less likely that we have an opportunity to see those storms. Let's look at that cell that's pushing down into Stutzman County now. So we're looking from Courtenay, and as we take a look, this is 5 miles west of Courtenay. We do have some thunderstorm clouds. These are cumulus clouds trying to tower up and not having much luck, rising up through the air. So these are not thunderstorms here. They're just developing lines on the inflow of the storm. You can see the sunset and the sunlight back behind there. This is the top of a cloud blowing out over the area as well in the northern parts of Stutzman County. And we are not given a direction on what way we're looking, but if that's the sunset, then we're looking somewhere out to the west-northwest out there. So looking the west-northwest of the Courtenay area, there is a storm cell trying to pooch its way in the northern parts of Stutzman County right now. Let's see if we can see that from the other side in Woodworth. And we're looking off to the west here, so we got beautiful views of the sunset out there, but this storm would be to the east of you folks in the Woodworth area. So back to the radar we go. We'll keep you posted here. Again, I want to keep my eyes on the tornado warning storm, and until that's done, we will stay with you right here. So now I'm putting the radar up. Now I'm going to show you what we have. Way back on the far back side of the storm is the only place I'm seeing some significant shear. A little bit was evident here, and it's behind my flashy boxes, but there is some shear here. This is where the original one would be. So tornado warning storm right here is where we have that. That warning is in effect until 11 o'clock, 19 minutes. We'll keep you posted. Let me take a look from another radar. A trick Hutch does, a technique, is looking to see if the shear is in the same spot on two different radars can help us pinpoint if it indeed is there. Now, this is a little farther ways away, but we have motion towards Bismarck and away. So there is some evidence of some spin very high in the cloud here, not far from New Rockford. It does not mean that there is an ongoing tornado right now. It does mean we're in a tornado warning, and there's still spin in this storm. So stay in your sheltered place there. And then that's what we're getting from that radar. Let's take a look at a triple Doppler out here in the area out by Deering and see if we see the rotation in the same spot. We're not able to depict a lot of greens and reds next to each other on that particular scan. So if anything, it's my opinion that the storm is not quite as organized as it was. That's a good sign. But please stay in your tornado shelter. Ride it out. This puppy has popped up reports of tornadoes as it's worked its way to the south and to the east. The radar is going back up. Your questions are now. Thanks for being a part of Hutch's Weather. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. If you're new to the channel, would you do me a favor? Throw a like down, a comment, let me know where you're watching from. All of that's good, but even so, if you hit the subscribe button, that helps me out. What? Huh? Oh, you're watching from Facebook too? Well, I'm trying to get to 90,000 followers on Facebook. Do me a favor, and up at the top of this stream, would you please click the follow next to my picture? That would help me out. How's your breathing in all this smoke? Drop a comment on that as well. My lungs feel just different, tight, and the back of my throat burns a little bit from time to time. And so, yeah, it's not fun out there. Beautiful views, Magic. Thank you very much, Magic Moon. PJ says, I'm more worried about the wildfire smoke. I get it. That's impacting a huge, huge number of folks out there. Hutch, we finally cleared out from the smoke in Minneapolis. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your comment there. That's good. It sure still looks pretty nasty out in that general direction with the smoke. Magic says, so many websites, so little time. Me Monday says, thank you, Hutch, and you're welcome. And it looks like an umbrella handy there, so good for you. Quill says, Chris, it might. Will the storm make it to I-29? Oh, yeah. So thanks for helping to answer the question. But, yeah, you can't rule that out. There is energy in the atmosphere. We talked about that quite a bit of time ago now. But I will show you what's called the convective atmospheric potential energy. There's plenty of energy for these storms to make it there, but it's weakening now. Look what's coming in on the backside. This is why the watch has been allowed to expire, as these storms have mainly focused in this area. This area of pink here is extremely high lift energy in the atmosphere. Doesn't mean that thunderstorms are going to form, but if they start and they get triggered and they start lifting, the velocity that they could lift up in the air would be quite high. So these levels are really high, over 5,000 joules per kilogram. That's high. We can get thunderstorms with a 800 or 1,000. We get strong thunderstorms with 1,000 to 2,000. So the energy in the atmosphere right in the area of these storms is pretty intense out there heading into the nighttime hours. Could they make it to I-29? We move the map over. There are some areas that have more energy near Grafton and the Highway 2 corridor and points north. Down south, the energy drops off precipitously into Lakes Country. So that is why the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service have this area as the highlighted area for the greatest chance for the 1 to 2 inch diameter hail tonight, as well as 70 mile per hour winds. But we've got a couple reports of winds over 60 miles per hour. We've got some tornado reports tonight and some hail that was about 1 inch. So that's what we've got tonight. This is the area of concern. Could they make it to I-29? There's a chance. Most models have them fizzling out as they get into the I-29 corridor. And part of the reason is they will exit some of the energy that they're into right now. Now we can take a look at something else. Low-level wind speeds from the south in particular can feed these storms. And those south winds that we've had through the region all day, if it's high humidity air, which we know we have dew points near 80 degrees down here by the Gwinner area, then that highly humid air blowing into these storms at lower levels, if that wind is strong, like we get a little elevated kind of a lower jet stream, we call it in meteorology, then that can fuel these storms into the nighttime hours. So to kind of take a peek at that, let's take a look at what some of these winds are doing here. Well, this is a little ways off the ground at about 1,500 meters. These winds are not, oh, you're not looking at my map. Let me get you switched over. Me apologies. There we go. Okay, so the gray colors you see here, we're looking at wind speeds now at about 1,500 meters off the ground. So this would be a little higher than we'd like to see to feed thunderstorms, but it's only 20 to 30 miles per hour. We got no real good inflow into these storms here to really support them with a flow of warm, moist air at night. So guess what? I think we sleep good tonight. And there might be some festering storms in isolated places. There's energy in the atmosphere, but we don't any longer have the sun to start a rising pocket of air for it to even start using that energy. And then at night, these storms that are forming now do not have support, at least in this low-level jet type of a situation, to really help out in the middle of the night with wind speeds. Going up a little layer in the atmosphere, about 3,500 meters, we're not seeing squat there. There's not much in the way of wind speeds for us in that general vicinity. So that makes me feel real happy. And now as we take a look at your temperatures, this makes me unhappy. Still blistering hot and 90 degrees or so in Bismarck, 82 Fargo, 81 Jamestown, 82 Detroit Lake, 73 Minot, 81. This is 88 Miles City, Montana, and Glendive, Montana, 81 degrees. Now in Minnesota, here's how things are looking. You got 60s on the North Shore out there. A lot of smoke, quite a few more clouds. We have some showers and a few rumbles of thunder trying to pass through areas north of Grand Forks, 79 for you, 82. Now, dew point temperature, what does that mean? The only thing that causes the dew point temperature, it's a temperature that we have to cool the air down to. So our air is now at 82 in Bismarck. We have to cool it down to the dew point to make a cloud or to make the air saturated. 100% relative humidity. Let's see what our dew point temperature is in Fargo and Grand Forks, just as an example. 79 for a temperature, 82 in Fargo. Now we'll switch this over to our dew point temperatures. And this would be how cool we have to make the air for us to form ourselves a fancy, neat little cloud or whatnot. We have dew points in the 70s. So that means we don't need to cool the air very much at all in Grand Forks. So we have to go down to 73 is all. Now we're at 82 in Fargo. We have to cool it to 72. We don't have to lift the air that much. So we have a lot of moisture in the air here. 77 down here on the I-30 corridor, the I-90 corridor and the 35 corridor. So 77 in Albert Lee is the dew point. That is ridiculously, oppressively humid air. And we did have a reading down here not far from Foreman, 77 Valley City. So there is a lot of moisture here, but we don't have a strong wind driving into those storms to make them last. So my gut tells me, listen closely, you hear it? No storms tonight, overnight, that are going to be real concerning. That's my opinion. Let's take a look. Your questions. Thank you. Will the storm make it to I-29? Hi, do you know if Billings, Montana has any type of risk? Mini Minnesotan. It's super windy and large thunderstorm is rolling in. Okay, if you are still here, Mini Minnesotan, Billings, 57 is your dew point. That's quite a lot drier. And now here's a look at the temperature. It's 84, and here's the radar. So if I missed this when you were asking, my apologies. Thunderstorm warning in Billings, Montana. If you are in Billings, Montana, on the north side by the Rim Rocks, Hutch grew up in Billings. I know Billings very well. Then we do have a severe thunderstorm on the north side of town. Let's get you some clues here as to where it's moving. I'm going to go to single site radar data. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. The main risk from this particular storm is going to be some hail to about 1 inch, but less than, more likely. But 70-mile-per-hour wind threat has been observed. You can expect ripping winds from this storm. It is moving east at 23 miles per hour. So let me see if I can load up the single site radar data here, or if it's going to cooperate. So if we loop this, we'll get a better feel for where the storm is moving. So here's Billings, here's Laurel. Let's play baseball down here. Billings, Laurel, Billings West High School, go. All right, now out here in Lockwood, we do have some storms heading on the north side of town. So you're talking about the north side of the rims out there by the airport on the north side. That's where things are. And as you go here off to the east and you're getting back into the I-94 corridor east of town, that's where the hail core is, and that's where the gusties of wind is. If you see this as it's kind of a backward C shape here, that would be a gusty straight line wind pushing off to the east-northeast, and that would be the same there. I'll put on Hutch's burp estimator for wind speeds here for you folks in Billings, Montana, to show you where the best chance would be to seeing some of these stronger gusts. Now, this will highlight areas where the burp of wind will be the strongest potentially, but it doesn't happen in every location, so keep that in mind. It's going to be this orangish hue right now, and this storm too might be losing just a little bit of punch, but don't let that fool you. Seek shelter in that interior room. Stay away from windows. This wind is going to come at you from the east to the west, so it'll blow at you this way. From the west to the east. I misspoke. From the west to the east. Okay, let's get a magnitude on these wind speeds out here for you. The estimator right now is picking up 40, 50 mile per hour winds, potentially from this storm, maybe even a little bit stronger north of town up here by Broadview. But I'm not saying we won't get 70-mile-per-hour winds. We've had an observed wind speed with the storm earlier at 70 miles per hour, but that looks like that storm might be exiting the Billings area, and it's staying on the north side of the metro area, and that's good news for you. And I hope that answers your question. Okay, let me see here. I have no idea, Connor. Hutch usually covers South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, sometimes Iowa. Let me see, Connor. Connor, Buffalo, NFL. Do you know if Oklahoma is close to the tornado? Debris signature. Quill. Okay. I'll tell you what here. Let me go ahead and cover that. I'm going to be honest with you, Connor. I cover the northern plains, but if you're here, I'm going to cover your question for you, okay? So let me clear this out, and let me go back down now, and we're going to get down to Oklahoma. And so now, as we go down here, I'm going to turn on the composite radar so we can see what's going on. And again, as I look right now, I've got good news. I'm full of good news for my viewers in North Dakota. The tornado warnings, well, they're still in effect here. I thought I heard a sound here. Nope, they're still in effect until 11. I thought that they may have dropped them. Stay in your tornado shelter for the next 9 minutes, and a look at the velocities on these storms again. We're going to have to get out of the Billings radar, though. We got to be at a closer radar site than that. Let's go here. Here's what we got. This is what's left of our storm. This is it. This is what's left of the storm. It's even outside of the tornado warned box. I'm not seeing the evidence of as much velocity on this. It's definitely becoming more muddled and weaker. Stay in your tornado warned spot. If you are south of New Rockford, if you are in Wells County, the storm is almost clear of your area except for the far eastern portion on the county line there with you folks up there in Eddy County. So that's a look at that. Stay in your tornado warned spot. Now let's get back down here to Oklahoma and see what we got going on. So we'll take a quick look, Connor, and thank you for your question. I do appreciate it. Here's what's going on in Oklahoma and Texas. Storms are exiting off into Arkansas on the western side, Fort Smith on up in towards that area up there in Jonesboro. Fort Smith, Fayetteville is clear of it, and Arkadelphia. That is it. I have no tornado warnings. I have nothing, no tornado on the ground. Down by Abilene, we have some stout storms, but no tornado warnings. So that's what we have going on right now. And your question may have come some time ago. Maybe there was a tornado warned storm, but I don't see it now. So Eric says it looks done. Muggy for the night for some. Hutch, thank you. Thank you. Menning, Saidi. Hutch is the best. Thank you very, very much. Anyone with intelligence knows that. Seriously, knows his stuff. Well, thank you. I try to do my best. I try not to steer people in the wrong direction. And the other thing I try to do is that storms can happen late at night, and it's hard to see what's going on. I like to keep you informed. Would you please do me a favor? If you do like the content, please hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. That helps my channel get out to more people. And if you're watching on Facebook, do the same, but it's called clicking the follow button there. So please follow me on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and I'll be back momentarily.
You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts. next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports. The Hutch's weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. We see you in the chat. Keep the reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's weather. Grab a quick refill. Take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we gon' live with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the blizzard's call, Hutch is the weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you, no matter the storm. Anywhere, anytime, on HutchesWeather.com.
You won't find any hype here. Just the data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's weather for your severe weather updates. While Hutch resends the maps, make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss a critical update. We're back real soon to keep monitoring the threat. Stay weather ready. You're watching Hutch's weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts.
When storms arrive, we go live. With eyes on the sky, we stand by your side. Through the ice
update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports. The Hutch's weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. See you in the chat. Keep the reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time.
All right, hello, check. Can you hear me now? Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Just an update for you folks in Carrington and New Rockford. The tornado warning is done. The severe thunderstorm watch has been shrunk to just Wells County, Foster, and Eddy County. That is it. The rest of the area, the watch has been canceled. Sleep well, Grand Forks, Grafton, Langdon. We'll keep our eyes on a cell that's developing down here in parts of Stutsman County, as well as the remnant cells that are in the Foster and Eddy County area, and new development in Wells County, where we've had kind of a train of thunderstorm activity going on. There was question about Bismarck. What's going on? Is there a boundary there? Yes. There's a low pressure center here, and here there is a cool front. This is high pressure kind of building in. Wind shifting. Once it becomes north, you're going to start seeing a drier flow of air. Here, still in the valley, we have a south flow. It's going to remain muggy tonight, but our chance of storms, while not zero, the severe risk is greatly waning heading into the nighttime hours. I'll be here. I'll keep my little stream up here for you, and keep your questions coming if you have them. No audio, Hutch. I hope I fixed that. I just noticed that, and I do apologize for that. Thanks so very much. Let me see if there's another question on the Facebook side of things here, so we can get everybody caught up. Okay, same thing. Nasty clouds in Park River, but didn't see or hear much of a storm here. Yeah, so we do have these clouds kind of drifting through. So if you're in Grafton, Park River, those are exiting through the area of Grand Forks right now. Still a few stout thunderstorms. There were reports of tornadoes, gusty winds, some hail up in parts of the, well, anywhere from, say, Towner County straight down into Wells County, Foster, and Eddy counties. Now the tornado warnings have been allowed to expire at 11 o'clock. And the only area left with a severe thunderstorm watch is this area in yellow. That's not a warning. That is the watch. That watch is in effect until midnight. I'll keep you posted. I'll leave the stream running here and keep my eyes on things. But for now, rest easy. And if anything goes off, make sure you have my brand new weather app. Search Hutch's Weather in your app store today. You can also visit my website, hutchesweather.com. And at the top, you'll see a download the app link right there, where you can get an app for Android. And don't worry, if you have an Apple device, we've got you covered as well. So back to the stream I go, but for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson welcoming you to join the party. Be a part of the crew here. Hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and I'd love to have you on my Facebook page as well. Hit subscribe there. I'll be back.
You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts. For the next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports, the Hutch's Weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. See you in the chat. Keep those reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather. Grab a quick refill. Take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we come alive with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the blizzard's call, Hutch's Weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you.
data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather for your severe weather updates. While Hutch resends the maps, make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss a critical update. We're back real soon to keep monitoring the threat. Stay weather ready. You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts.
With eyes on the sky, we stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the blizzard's call, Hutch's Weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you. No matter the storm, anywhere, anytime, at Hutch's
Don't wait for the next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports. The Hutch's Weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. We see you in the chat. Keep the reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather. Grab a quick refill. Take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we gon' light with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the
just the data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's weather for your severe weather updates. While Hutch resends the maps, make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss a critical update. We're back real soon to keep monitoring the threat. Stay weather ready. You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts.
With eyes on the sky, we stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the blizzard's call, Hutch's weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you. No matter the storm, anywhere, anytime, at Hutch's
Wait for the next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports. The Hutch's Weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. See you in the chat. Keep the reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather. Grab a quick refill, take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we come live with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow,
find any hype here. Just the data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather for your severe weather updates. But Hutch resends the maps. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss a critical update. We're back real soon to keep monitor of the threat. Stay weather ready. You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts.
With eyes on the sky, we stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the blizzard's call, Hutch's Weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you. No matter the storm, anywhere, anytime, at Hutch's
Don't wait for the next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports. The Hutch's Weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. We see you in the chat. Keep those reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather. Grab a quick refill, take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we gon' light with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side. Through the
find any hype here. Just the data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather for your severe weather updates. While Hutch resends the maps, make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss a critical update. We're back real soon to keep monitoring the threat. Stay weather ready. You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts.
With eyes on the sky, we stand by your side. Through the ice and the snow, through the blizzard's call, Hutch's Weather, we're here for it all. Standing strong with you. No matter the storm, anywhere, anytime, at Hutch's
Don't wait for the next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports. The Hutch's Weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. See you in the chat. Keep the reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather. Grab a quick refill, take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we gon' light. With eyes on the sky, we stand by your side. Through the
hype here. Just the data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather for your severe weather updates. While Hutch resends the maps, make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss a critical update. We're back real soon to keep monitor of the threat. Stay weather ready. You're watching Hutch's Weather live. We're taking a quick breather. While Hutch prepares the next data sweep, check in from your neck of the woods in the chat. Let us know what you're seeing out your window. It's how we stay weather aware together. Stick around. Hutch is back in a moment to take your questions and track the latest alerts. For the next update to stay safe between Hutch's live reports, the Hutch's Weather app is your best way to stay alert. Grab it now and never be caught off guard by the changing weather. If this coverage is helping you stay prepared, consider giving the stream a thumbs up. It helps the system push these alerts to more people in the path of the storm. See you in the chat. Keep those reports coming. Hutch is monitoring your local updates in real time. If you're seeing a change in the weather in your area, drop your city and current conditions now. You are our eyes in the field. Let's build this forecast together. Providing live coverage for the thousands of you across the northern plains is a responsibility we don't take lightly. Thank you for trusting Hutch's Weather. Grab a quick refill, take a second to share an update from your neighborhood in the chat. And we'll be right back to continue monitoring these developments together. Your safety is our mission.
When storms arise, we gon' lie with eyes on the sky. We stand by your side through the ice.
hype here, just the data, the radar, and the truth. Thank you for trusting Hutch's weather for your severe weather updates. But Hutch resets the maps.
And hello everybody, meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a quick check of our radar. We continue to see that there are storms in the area right now, and there is a severe thunderstorm watch box still in effect until midnight for the areas that we see near Carrington here. Now, a couple of storms have formed here lately, nothing severe. The strongest one down here south of Harvey in Wells County, so things keep to be festering up in Wells County, drifting off to the east right now. Basically in Stutzman County, we have a thunderstorm cell out here. But again, nothing severe. Now, when we pause this and take a look at what the threats are, risks with these particular thunderstorms right now, we'll go ahead and hit the stop pause. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so we do have a cell right here north of Hertzfield and not far from Bowdoin and Fessenden right now. So a couple of cells just, starting to fester up. This is not severe at this particular time, but it could be making some isolated hail out there. And again, we are done with the tornado warnings that we had earlier. Those have all since been diminished. So now, as we head into the overnight hours, we've got a couple of cells left. Here's what the threats are with these. First of all, the cloud top heights right now are not too high, but the strongest one down in southern and western parts of the Wells County area, pushing 40,000 feet, but the storms earlier much higher than that. And what we see drifting off over the Red River Valley now, Mayville and on in towards Ada, lower still. So the risk for severe is waning, and that watch does remain in effect until we get to the midnight hour. So now we're going to focus a little bit more on paying attention to what we expect in the forecast as we head through. So as we get going, that's what the focus is going to be. Hello everybody, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. We're going to take a look at your forecast as we go into the morning hours. We'll get started with that right away, and here's what you need to know. As we start into our Friday, now we've had a lot of smoke in the area. We're going to look at the smoke. We're going to look at the temperatures. We're going to look at where that humidity will once again be high and keep you up to date with what you need to know to get out the door. And we'll take a look right away and right now at those drought indices. So we've had areas of showers and storms, and let's start with North Dakota with regards to the drought monitor. So as this loads up, you'll see we have the yellow. That's abnormally dry conditions in portions of eastern North Dakota. Where we see the brown tan here, that's moderate drought. Moderate drought out to the west, and it intensifies a bit into the orange category out there as we go in towards areas not far from the big sky country of Montana. In South Dakota, we've had some terrible drought in the southern part of the state, but that's been alleviated in a great portion. Still some basically a very strong drought as we look off in southwestern parts of the state. And then Montana, here is where we've seen some dramatic improvement. From Great Falls down into the chin of the president down here, there has been severe drought for some time. Most of the spring and most of the summer, and now it's alleviated. Still, in and around Billings, points north and out in eastern Montana, we have some areas where we do have some severe drought, but things are on the up and improving just a pinch. And here's a look at Minnesota. Minnesota, we've had drought up here in this area of Walker, in the Bemidji and Park Rapids area, sneaking down into Wadena counties and the Brainerd Lakes area. That has been persistent for some time. We've seen better conditions now in southern portions of Minnesota. So that's the drought update for you heading into the late week. Now let's take a look at what we're expecting to happen as we go through our day. Your hour-by-hour forecast looks like this as we put it into motion as we head into our afternoon. Now let me pop the model that goes out a little bit farther here so we can put that up for you. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So now, as we go through the morning hours, we're going to start out with conditions that are going to be on the quiet side for most. Now, moving out of Montana and into the west here as we go through the mid-morning, not far from Baker, Ekalaka, and pushing up toward the areas not far from Glendive, we'll see a chance for some showers and thunderstorms drifting off to the east. High pressure, quiet winds across northern parts of North Dakota, and a north flow, light north flow, will keep temperatures cooler there. We'll continue to see a north wind on the backside of this cool front that moves through, and that should help with the amount of the dew point temperatures and humidity in the air in northern Minnesota. However, down in the south here, as we look along the cold front, we still expect to see some areas here with some pretty muggy conditions as we go through the day. And as far as the smoke goes with regards to that, we'll have a north flow, and that is going to continue to keep things a little bit on the smoky side in the Arrowhead, I'm afraid, as we go through much of the day. And to confirm that for you, here is a look at that low-level smoke forecast as we take a peek at that. Now, two things to know. Where we see the fancy colors on here, the bright colors, that's where that near-surface smoke density is the greatest and unhealthy for many as we go through. Now, here's where we start the day out as with most of that heavy, dense smoke out here. South winds, but then it becomes northerly as we go through, and that could bring a little bit of smoke back into northwest Minnesota, but not at the levels that we've had of the last couple of days. So do know we'll have a chance for some smoke, just not quite as thick at the surface as we've been dealing with over those past couple of days. Now your temperatures. Check this out as we head out the door this morning. We will see the coolest weather basically up in parts of the northwest parts of North Dakota, northeast Montana, upper 50s and some low 60s there. Elsewhere we'll be in the mid 60s to around 70 degrees, a little bit warmer down in western parts of South Dakota, and as we head off in towards Minnesota. Now going through the day, look at where the heat builds. Southern Minnesota, we're talking 90 to 100 degrees in and around the Twin Cities once again, and we will see some 80s in the Southern Valley and Central Red River Valley as we go up toward Grand Forks. But notice the pool of cool. That's that high pressure system and light north wind, keeping things a little bit more modest temperature-wise there. And when we factor in what the humidity will be, we'll look at the dew point temperatures. And anytime you see dew point temperatures in the 60s and 70s, that's the air you can wear, the muggerific muggy stuff. And here's a look at those dew points. As we start our morning out, we'll still have some 70s on this other side of the front. But as we go through the day, those north winds kind of shove that down. So we'll still have 60s. That means those dew point temperatures will make those feels like temperatures in the afternoon, even though the thermometer says 80s to near 90, we could be in the mid 90s for feels like temperatures in Fargo once again. But down in southern Minnesota is where the real heat and humidity will be. We're really drying things out to the west until we get into the later day. So all in all, it looks like less humidity, a little less on the temperature side, but still on the hot and muggy side from the southern Red River Valley into southern Minnesota for the better part of our Friday. Now I'll look at that forecast as we take a plan and look ahead into the extended forecast. I do want to point out that we do have a couple of chances of some shower activity here in the northern plains. And now let's go to the regional European model for a look at the latest there. Now, as we get into the weekend, here's what I expect. We're going to see scattered showers and storms as we go through Friday in the Arrowhead. That's it. Then high pressure setting up shop through the region, keeping us quiet as we go through Saturday. And as far as temperatures go, we'll start that warming trend and stay pretty warm. Now on Sunday, passing showers from Saturday in the morning, and then that's it. But hit and miss showers really as we go through Sunday night until we get to the late night hours of Sunday. A cool front sags out of Canada and rolls through parts of Minnesota, and we could see some scattered showers here with the heat and humidity in place. Isolated showers and storms can be expected to be strong. However, it doesn't look widespread. So not everybody's going to see a chance of rain, and the summer-like heat will take a little bit of a break with more of a north flow being persistent into the early part of the week. You see these red lines moving south? That's the heat. Well, it's traveling and being forced back to the south with some slightly cooler and slightly drier air punching its way into the region as we head into the long-term forecast. So what does that mean temperature-wise? Let's take a quick peek at that as we go into Saturday in the afternoon and into Sunday. Here's Saturday. By the time we get to the afternoon, look at this, 80s to near 90, so still hot. Sunday as we get into the afternoon, 80s and 90s across most of North Dakota. Really hot still in South Dakota, but not as many as those low 100s to mid 100s, 105s until we get back into Monday. Now look at that. That's down to Nebraska. Cooler weather will work at its way in. It's really Tuesday and Wednesday where we start to see these afternoon temperatures in the 60s and 70s here in places like Fargo, Grand Forks, and northern Minnesota for the 60s. But the 70s look to be in the offing for a few of us as we go into the first part of next week. And I don't see any return of the big time triple digits, at least through the middle, so that's not too bad. Well, thanks for joining me. If you do have a chance, go ahead and please hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. I'd love to have you follow me on Facebook. So pound the follow button there, and I would love to have you comment and let me know what you think. Last night's storm's pretty wild out there, and you can upload your photos just like these folks did here to keep us all ahead of the storms. Let's check those out, some viewer photos that have been uploaded with regards to the storms last night. Big time thunder and lightning, and as you take a look at this storm that was submitted by Clay out here in the Carrington area, just constant lightning out there, low clouds and some tornadoes not too awful far to the west and north of the Carrington area as those storms approached. That was pretty scary. A couple of tornadoes were reported with those cells. Here's a view of those towering thunderstorm or cumulonimbus clouds from Harvey, North Dakota. Thank you so very, very much, Cole, capturing those shots for us here at Hutch's Weather and uploading. I got to tell you what, look at this pancake. Here you got a thunderstorm way off in the distance. This is from Riverdale, North Dakota, and you're checking out this storm looking east. You're looking at the thunderstorm cluster that was moving through the Devil's Lake Basin from Riverdale. So that shows you a little bit of the magnitude of exactly how far you can see when these thunderstorms blossom up in the sky. Another shot of the distant thunderstorm clouds from Bismarck. Ken, thank you very much. That was looking north and east at 9:47. So from Bismarck, North Dakota, you're seeing stuff up in the Devil's Lake Basin. A few storms did approach the northern reaches of Stutsman County, though, but still impressive distances away, over 100 miles, and you're still rocking those clouds out there. That is a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Thanks for downloading my app as well. Search Hutch's Weather in your app store today. But until next time, I'll keep you posted right here. Stay tuned, stay cool as always, and stay safe.
This has been a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Hutch's Weather.